for that area, because a lot of these rural places, cost of living is still nationally lower than a lot of other places. So there's a way to get Americans into the fields.
No, it's not.
Because the thing about it is, like, even before massive waves of illegal immigration came and started doing those jobs, most of those jobs were done by us
American.
and white and
So,
poor white
For
people.
free.
So
for
y'all
free.
business
No, not for
owners,
shut
so
stop.
y'all
Get it Atlantic. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Not for free. So don't bring up no slavery BS and try to derail the conversation. Okay. That was just what people were into. They were into carpentry, the trades, and agriculture. That's what black people did. And small amounts. So yeah. So and poor white people. So like I said, the poorest people are going to get the jobs in agriculture, and also automation is taking a toll on that. So I land the plane.
And that's what I was going to. So stop saying that is because your orange is not going to be $20, because guess what? Black people, we got skills. That's how come when we came out of slavery, they had to form goddamn unions, because we was already skilled already in the job. So they had to form unions so they would try to attempt to stop us from getting all the goddamn jobs, because we was more skilled than the people that was in power at the time. And also to Joshua, he sent something in the back chat again. He showed another version of why me and Sean is correct and why he is wrong. A man that he has a cleaning agency. He was fined $1.1 million. So you mean to tell me that is a profitable business that we are going to tell people to do? Hey, go ahead and start your business, make $1.8 million or $1.3 million, but now you got to pay back $1.1 million in fines, and then you got to go to court. It's mind-blowing how far down the road they will go to lose.
I expect to see him, man. I expect to see him, man, eat a man on an episode of American Greed.
Are you insinuating
I want
the
Otis to
laziness?
jump in there as well. So Miss Space with the 5 balls, she says, "Good day, Sharon. Panel in chat. I thought Joshua was America's first rifleman." No, he is not. He is a rage quitter. We made that man quit. Maybe because he's too lazy. I have no idea.
Well, I think what we got to really come to the honest is, if you look at it, the percentages of businesses that actually have to pay the fine, it's like maybe 5 or 10 that's actually doing that stuff. Like we say, the 90% that get away with it, we gonna base our business off 5 to 10%. And I think business owners are used to taking risks, and some people are willing to take that risk.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so but the problem is you're saying some, and it's a stupid way to tell about people are going to do it. It is not going to be the majority of the business owners. It's going to be taking a risk of giving the whole purpose of starting your business so you can pay less taxes, not pay more. So, but go ahead, OtisWho. It's stupid. I'm sorry to say it.
The purpose of starting a business is to make profit.
It's just plain out stupid to say that most business
Make
owners
profit is the purpose, bro.
It's crazy.
Grand rising to the chat.
Yes,
and
sir.
everyone. Greetings, all that good stuff. I'm coming in late. I came in because I saw the title of the well, actually I got a mystery phone call, a text saying I need to be on the panel because they're talking about one of your topics. But I think you guys moved on. You guys talking about immigrants now, and businesses and things like that. But I chime in briefly. Hopefully it's not too far off the subject. I am a businessman. We never got into it. That's fine. I'm pretty sure there's some other businessmen on the panel, but just me speaking, me as a businessman, and for the record, I consider myself to be conservative. I don't believe in Democrats and Republicans. I'm a conservative, but I do have some liberal views, but I'm way more conservative than liberal. So with that being said, I think business first. So by the way I run my business, and I run several trusts, I live through trusts. That's a whole nother story. The way I run my business is when I go out and I do business, I look for the cheapest, the least expensive work. I'm sorry.
Let's go.
One of the ways to
Bang,
do
bang,
that,
bang. There we go.
One of the ways to do that is to do work with 1099s. Now here in Missouri, I know it's different in New York, and I know New York is one of the most stringent, because I can't pronounce the word right, the most toughest businesses, laws and procedures and codes. I get that. Trust me, I get that. Missouri It's conservative, but it's not as more conservative as New York when it comes to them laws and all that stuff. We don't have to have insurance when to give out 1099s. We don't. Fortunately, that's on the person who I give the 1099 to. It's incumbent upon them. So if I could save business insurance, if I could save payroll tax, if I could save all that and put that on the onus of that 1099 contractor, whether they hiring illegals or not, that's not my concern. I'm being honest. Then it's all on them. But I get the overall concept. Of course, it's immoral. Yes, it takes away who wants to do the remedial. If you want to pick that, the picking of the cotton or the fruit for a low rate. I get all that. I'm not finna go down that rabbit hole. I'm not. But as a businessman, first
here's the thing, Otis.
I'm looking for the most inexpensive labor or contracting work.
So, but it's the thing that is very key to what you said. You putting it on the person that you subbing in the workout to.
That's what I said earlier.
Yes, like most businesses do.
So therefore, so that person that's doing that, he do not have a good business model because he's going to get fined. This is the problem that we're talking about. So, like, yes. So the person that started this shit and he lends his business out to a legal business. We are not talking about that. It's kind of what Sean was saying earlier. So if now Sean has contracting and then he hires my goddamn contract company and then I do some fuck shit like hire illegals and then we got them in a goddamn government building, it's gonna look bad on me and it's gonna look bad on him. That's what happens when you are doing business. So y'all are saying the reason why y'all saying nonsense because nobody can have that business model and say that is a successful business model for me to hire illegals so I can get fined $1.1 million.
Can I give you my pushback on that? Can I give you my logical pushback on that? Because I hear you. And I'm going to say it real nice and calm. First of all, in order for you to substantiate what you're saying, I would like to see numbers, 3 separate numbers from 3 separate polls. Then I'm going to take the average of that. I'm not going to go off one poll that you guys like to pull up and run with that. Give me 3 separate ones, and I'm going to take the average of that. That's number 1. Number 2, my pushback would be this. The example that the young man put in the back office to me would be a bad example because to me, that's an extreme. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of less than Fortune 500 companies that make, I even bring it down lower. I'm pretty sure there are several. I don't know the numbers, but I know there are several of companies that make under $500,000 a year. I even lower it, that make under $250,000 a year who are doing questionable practices when it comes to hiring, whether they're illegal or subcontracting out the work. That's all I'm saying. Now, show me your numbers to substantiate what you're saying. And I go dig up some numbers on mine. I don't know if I'm going to be correct, but I'm pretty sure I can find some polls and some stats to substantiate what I'm saying. Without raising my voice and without getting crazy.
You cannot have no polls to substantiate that because it's illegal. Most of those people are getting paid under the table. So how are you going to have a poll of people being paid under the table? It's under the table. It's illegal. So
okay, good point.
Most people businesses is going to be ran legally because you have to run your business legally. You gotta file things. This is why all the people that did those PPP loans is going to jail. They made up fake businesses. It's not going down the way how y'all saying. Stop having this goddamn ideology that people are just coming across. This is insane to me. And this is coming from businessmen trying to say that yes, we can hire illegal immigrants to work. That's crazy.
Hey, Sharon,
you can spin it all you want. I said what I said, but you can sit here and I'm not finna argue with you. I promise I'm gonna stop talking and then you're gonna proceed to spin it and I'm not gonna respond anymore. I said what I said and they could go back and hear what I said. But now go ahead and proceed to spin what I just said. I'm promoting illegal workers. Go ahead and spin that.
I got you, Otis, but you know the funny part about what he's saying? Every time I ride by a Home Depot, there's a whole bunch of people sitting out there.
Exactly.
Hold on. I got you. Hold on. Can I talk to that eater, man?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So now let's get this clear. The people that's hanging outside of those goddamn Home Depots, they are going to somebody's house to do something very small and they make about $50. That is not business.
You don't think they clean a building?
Those people that are grabbing people from Home Depot, they are not doing no major contracting. Those are not people that's doing a goddamn house that's going to take 3 months of work. Like, let's keep it 100. Those people that's in and around Home Depot, they usually just laborers. They just taking out the fucking trash. They are not going to have that person they're not going to have that person put a goddamn $300 toilet in because they know that person's not responsible. They can run.
Hold on, Sharon.
What the fuck is your problem?
Push back.
Sharon, the first thing I
can have the
said was-
pushback. Let me finish my goddamn thought. Those people, like, nobody that has a real contractor business is going to Home Depot, pick up and say, hey, put this $20,000 unit up in the air that he is liable for the next 2 years. If it falls out the ceiling and kills somebody, he can go to jail for murder. Nobody's gonna hire no goddamn Home Depot immigrant to do that. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
But bro, the first example I gave you was hiring them to clean a house.
Can I respond logically? We're not talking about 300 toilets. I know for a fact them people that you just described are putting on roofs on people's homes, $100,000 to $300 homes. They're putting on roof shingles. They're up there taking them off with the dumpsters in the yard. I'm seeing it. So come on now, we could do this all day.
No, we can't. So the problem is you are talking about a very small minority. Again, if I wanted to jump in there and 1015 wanted to jump in there as well. Go ahead.
All right, a couple things. What you're talking about, and I'm rocking with you today, Sharon. Listen, all that, because I know these people. I work around them on a daily, or not daily basis, but anyway.
I do
a lot. I got you, brother. But this is what I see. A lot of those people, they're semi-skilled labor at best, not skilled labor.
Not skilled.
Semi-skilled. I'm talking about people that can maybe read a ruler, like small stuff, like light carpentry, like literally above sweeping a floor. Let's just be honest. Laying a roof tile is not skilled labor. Okay, that's semi-skilled.
Look, that's not the point.
So,
it's dangerous, but
exactly. Hold on. Let me finish.
Let him finish his thought.
Yeah.
1015, you go next.
And by the way, Sharon, you cut me off half and finished.
I apologize. I apologize. Thank you for your patience.
We'll let you talk about how you're gonna have your whole empire of. Sorry, I was about to say the S word, but listen. The last thing I'm gonna say about my prior point about how the reason why people like Either Man are cool with these folks coming over is because the corruption from the top of corporate corruption, like that type of governance from the top, has trickled down to the small business owner. So they think it's okay for all of us tax money to go to these illegal immigrants to make them viable workers for them. They can blame the federal government, say, well, they're coming over anyway, so I gotta get ahead of it. So instead of advocating for, I don't know, big employers like big corporations saying, hey, you guys don't have to pay for health insurance anymore, or you guys don't have to pay these onerous costs that the government mandates them to pay. That's why labor costs are through the roof in America, and people don't want to, and they say America's too expensive. Like, instead of advocating for stuff like that, that literally would set our economy, like supercharge our economy overnight, and have more money in people's pockets so they can make choices with what money. No, you're going to just be like, we can't do nothing about it, so let them all in and they'll work for me. And so Either Man can have 20 vulnerable people from Central and South America working for him and all that other stuff. It's a whole grift, and it needs to stop. These people need to go back home. And I'll land the plane.
Go ahead.
I just want to
get Either Man to finish his. I want Either Man to finish his thought. 10:15. So after Either Man finishes his thought, I want you to jump in there. All right. Go ahead.
I'm gonna close it out with this. If I close my eyes and I hear people like American First Rifle speak, he sound like that old white man in the South. Send these blacks back to their country. You know what I'm saying? We don't need them. They're taking all these jobs. It's crazy part about it is a lot of Black Americans.
America first.
They have taken the identity of the same people that they despise the demise all these years in this
You
country.
literally exploit people like the white man. What are you talking about?
They don't have the floor. Let them have the
Obviously
floor.
not.
Hold on. I got you. E. Let Edom finish. And again, this is what they want to talk about. They want to talk about the small minority. 23% in construction is undocumented. This is what they want to talk about. The very small minority. This is not something good for business. Go ahead, Edom.
And I'm gonna land on Sharon, because Sharon, you should be ashamed of yourself, right?
Damn.
You should be ashamed of yourself, because when we start talking about companies like that can pay their wages to the Americans, that was not the conversation. The conversation was the companies who do not have enough revenue to pay Americans and jobs that Americans don't want to take. So this idea that you tried to make it about the guy who's building a 10-story building and he got a $5 million contract, of course he have enough money to do it. When I was talking illegals, I was talking about the people who don't have enough revenue to pay the American the wage that they supposed to. But I appreciate you having me, even though you be full of crap sometimes. I definitely gonna come back next time.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
And based on what Edom said, to back him up, there are more companies like that. I witness them on a daily basis where they have contracts that they got approved for. Sharon, stay with me. You in this field. They have contracts that they approved for, but they don't have the payroll or the finances or the revenue to support their contract as of yet. They got to take out payroll loans and all that type of stuff. So there are more companies like that, correct?
No, it's not. So hold on. The problem is, no, it's not more companies like that, because once you get a contract, you put in the beginning of the contract how much money you need to start the project, and then you get paid certain stipends as the project is moved along. And if you get a government contract, for example, you could go ahead and go to a company and say, hey, I got this government contract. That government contract is worth more than fucking gold. Absolutely. You could go to any company and say, hey, I'm going to get paid 3 months after the job is over. And a company is going to say, okay, we will wait until 3 months after the job is over. They'll go and do the whole fucking job for you. You don't have to lift up a fucking finger. And that job will get done, and 3 months later, you could pay them. So no, you are wrong. People are not hiring, people that's actually trying to do real business are not hiring illegal immigrants. Like I said before, all you got to do is
maybe not in New York, but
yeah. I'm not taking on that argument at all. But
you don't think that you are, but that is what you are taking the argument on. Yes, RHS, give me a second. I want to get 1015 in there. He was waiting, and then we go RHS. Go ahead, 1015.
I'm not taking on that argument.
Yeah, you can hear me, bro. I'm driving through the suburbs right now. You can hear me?
Yes, I can.
You don't remember when that governor in Florida, he passed the bill? It was like some illegal immigration bill to where like you could just like randomly ask people for their green cards and shit. And if they ain't got it, you can arrest them. And
they all ran away.
All right, so you don't. All right, so they all ran away. So did you see the job sites down there? They was building communities. They was building all types of construction shit, bro. All the construction sites were empty. Do you think they arrested the people who owned those companies that employed those people? No, bro. Those people are still working. They just had to go find Americans.
Stop right there.
But hold on. What I'm saying is, bro, we seen full job sites of people just quit on the site just because he passed that bill because they were illegal immigrants, bro. That's not a small scale. And I know that shit is happening in Atlanta as well, because I was talking to one of my clients last week. He a house painter. And, I was just like, how business going, bro? He was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, business ain't been doing too good, because when they passed that bill in Florida, all those people left Florida and came up here and started businesses. So these people are getting employed, and some of them even doing their own thing. So like where you getting this idea you getting it from?
The idea that I'm getting from is that they cannot start a business. You have to be somebody of a citizen or somebody that is work authorized to start a business in America. You cannot just go out and just do whatever the fuck you want to do when it comes down to business and taxes.
Well, what about all those people on those job sites in Florida? What about them?
Jesus. I don't know why y'all talk about shit y'all don't know nothing to fucking about.
I mean, what about them?
I'm telling you what the man told me, bro. Like, this dude was an immigrant. I'm telling you what the immigrant told me. Like, you know what I'm saying? He told me that his business slowed down when
Maybe because he's a
DeSantis.
city contractor. I don't know what the fucking
No,
man
no, no,
you're
no,
talking
no, no,
about.
no,
He
no, no,
probably
no,
not
no,
any
no, no,
fucking
no,
work,
no,
because if
no,
you
no,
are
no,
any
no,
kind
no.
of a good contractor, somebody that is a fucking illegal immigrant is not going to steal your job just because he's cheaper. It doesn't work like that in the construction world. People
Whatever.
don't
Y'all know what you're
mind
talking
paying
about.
top
All right,
dollar
It's
for
so,
not.
if you
all
are
right,
doing the good work.
so
Therefore,
what
I don't
about the
know what
people?
the fuck are you keep talking over me for? But you are wrong. You're not in the field, so you need to learn how to talk about the things that you fucking know about. And if you don't know about it, you gotta shut the fuck up.
How you know what I know?
Because I can hear the words that you're using, the vocabulary that you're using.
And I can hear the stuff that. All right, so,
substantiate your argument. That's all I'm trying to ask.
I just substantiated it. Look, I just told him I was talking to a fucking immigrant. He's a house painter. He have his own company. He works for Section 8 right now. I asked the bum ass nigga, how was business going? The bum ass nigga said, when DeSantis passed that fucking bill in Florida, all the illegals left Florida, came to Atlanta, and started taking their fucking jobs, bro. How much more do I gotta substantiate that shit? What, this nigga lying? Like, what you think? You go to Houston, Texas,
Don't do
bro.
a run-on sentence, please. So there's the problem with y'all saying. Y'all are talking about, this is just like us talking about drug dealers is making millions of dollars when there's only a few of them. That man that you're talking about, he ain't got no fucking business. He ain't got no fucking business. He's making
You missing the whole point is the illegals are getting employed. That's the whole point.
Let me talk and shut up and listen. He don't have a business. He has a job. Those are two different things. He has a job.
The whole point is they're getting employed, bro.
Christ. He has a job disguised as a business. That is a problem. And y'all are not smart enough to understand this.
No. He's not employing anybody. He's not employing anybody, Sharon. He's not employing anybody.
You're proving
the point is they're being employed. That's the fucking point. They're being employed, my nigga, on a large scale. Like I said, when they passed the bill,
why are you yelling?
Because y'all niggas is yelling and acting white and shit, and fucking
acting white. Come on.
Yep. I said it.
Okay.
And look though.
Enough. So again, what we are talking about is business. What you are talking about is a job. Those are two different things. And the problem is, I'm talking about to the majority of people how they're going to have to structure business. And you talking about the small minority that is doing some illegal shit and possibly getting away with it.
What I'm trying to tell you is not a small minority. If it's a small minority, explain all those job sites in Florida, bro.
Can I say something after he's done?
Sites in Florida, them shits was vacant. We talking about going from thousands of workers to fucking like 50. Explain that, bro. If they not getting employed, niggas is getting, hold on, bro. If people getting locked up for employing these people, explain those job sites, bro. We saw this shit. We saw it. So don't try to make up some bullshit. We saw it. They passed the bill, and thousands of people fled fucking Florida. And those job sites were left empty. So that means, hold on. So that means, all right, but that means,
hold on. We don't need you to keep saying the same thing over and over. You said it 3 times already.
No, I was about to say, so that means those people.
I heard you. Relax. I heard you. You don't have to say it 3 times. I heard you the first 2 times. I heard you.
No, I didn't say the last part. The last part I said was, so that means they're illegal. Because y'all niggas is acting. So go. Say what you gonna say. Go.
No, y'all dangerous, man.
Hey,
some of y'all.
Let me. Hey, go ahead.
All right, just explain the job sites in Florida. Explain the job sites in Florida.
Hold on. Sharon, hold on.
Here, man. I don't.
All right, go ahead.
Let RHS get in there. Go ahead, RHS.
I'm a damn Negro just like y'all. Ain't nobody acknowledge me or nothing. I've been on this motherfucker how long?
Go ahead, RHS.
It don't even matter. So I'm gonna bounce around just like y'all. The reason why I called in, you said, so you speaking now or you speaking in total existence, Sharon, when you said that it's a small amount of corruption within the United States, within the United States structure, within the structure of business, the structure of monetary.
Damn, this nigga charged up.
What I was talking to was about hiring immigrants.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna fall back off of that because I don't deal with that. So some of y'all, I ain't speaking to you directly. So people try to knock motherfuckers for having to go different routes than what they did. And what I'm saying is a timer, a two-timer, somebody that's been in some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody ain't given the same chances. Everybody's not in the same demographics, not in the same area, not in, within the same financial loops of their community. You follow me? So I find it disrespect when somebody speaks on somebody that's a felon. I'm a felon, and I wear it with heart. But I made my fucked up choice probably 15, 20 years ago, right? But I learned my lesson. The thing about the system is there, the system is in place. You can't beat the system, but you can work the system. Orange Man said that. You heard how he said it.
Actually, we were actually talking to your point is that people look at people that went to jail and just trying to do have a second chance to have a different ideology. They look down on you, but they would give an immigrant that possibly did the same exact thing you did in their country, but they would look at that person as, oh, he's the upstanding citizen. So actually, you probably missed that part of the conversation. So we was actually talking towards what you were talking about, but we did move on from that part, RHS. But you got any closing statements? Yeah.
No, I ain't got no clothes. I'm about to pop off. So here's the thing. So the whole immigrant thing, I don't really speak on it. The reason why is because they should be happy to have their own country. We don't have a place to call our home. I get it. We're here in the United States.
It's called America. What?
Yeah, it's called America.
So, I mean, I get all that, but I'm not going to ignore. So it's for what y'all saying. Y'all like the Catholics because 15 years ago, that whole community shit, 2 spark plugs, 2 drop cords being together, you can't get power. Now they tell you can get power with 2 drop cords, no main source of an outlet. How does that work?
It works.
It's a hypocrite. That's why I don't respect it.
But so stick around. So I want to keep minding out this whole Miami, Florida situation. So let
me say this. Yeah, because y'all was speaking on the whole 1099 performance. So I've been in business. I don't like keeping count of it, but I know 15 plus years, right? Okay. I'm willing to say almost 20, but I don't keep up with it because it's the past. You feel me? So the thing is here where I am. From my understanding, it's once you cross a certain monetary value, I think it's 12,500, then that's when things have to turn over to another table to where I heard you say something about a contractor, somebody that's contracted, they have to make sure that the other person is covered and everything. From my understanding, it's really on them if they ain't got their shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. That's why I was talking to us. Correct. It's not
all right. All right,
yeah. All right. So we all in. So all right. So go on mute because you have some background noise. Hey, unlikely, you was in there.
Hey, Sharon, I wanted not to
conversation. Sharon, good job.
Hey, Sharon, not to cut you off, but I did want to speak to what you guys were talking about. Like, really, just a quick caveat because I wanted to add to what you were saying.
Okay,
I'll be real quick. Here's the deal because he kept talking about I'll be real quick.
RHS.
No. It was a 10. I think 10-15 when he was young.
Worker. Yeah, he do like home improvement.
Yeah. Here's the deal. When he's not taking into account every state has different mechanism enforcements. I'll say the super liberal state of Oregon, where I live, they love bringing in any illegal they can, but that don't mean they're gonna let you work easily. Okay, because I can tell you they routinely go after contractors, roofers, all this, kind of small, medium business was really small, kind of fly by night subcontractor guys. They specifically target them for hiring illegal immigrants and all that. So you see all the time where they're busted to where the small and medium business that doesn't hire illegals, they always scoop up all that business that's lost by by compliance issues. So this people get away with it, but trust me, people are still getting caught all the time to where it's probably not worth it. It's probably better to try to do it as legal as possible. And I pass the mic.
Exactly.
Can Sharon explain the Florida situation, please?
Again,
because my whole point was they was getting employed. That's it, bro.
The problem is you're talking about something that you have no idea what you are talking about.
Then explain it, bro.
That was a political move. It wasn't. It don't have nothing to do with the fuck you are talking about. But you just seen something on the news and you just
explain it, bro. Then explain it, my nigga. That's why I said you acting like a white boy, my nigga. Just explain it. Why you doing all this? Oh, you see shit on the news and blah blah blah. So explain it, my dog.
I've been trying to explain, but you don't want to take the explanation.
I'm
and you want to
listening,
call
my
people
nigga.
white.
I'm
Weak as fuck.
listening, my nigga. Go
You're
ahead.
not
All right, look,
listening.
bro. You from Oregon,
You're
bro.
not
Like,
listening because y'all are trying to argue that that is so many.
I'm listening, bro. Explain why they all left, please.
I don't think your IQ is very high, sir.
Then explain why they left so I can know, my nigga. Damn. Y'all the smart ones. Y'all tell me why did they leave? Because that bill was passed. Were they illegal? Like, were they?
So
why did they have to leave?
So,
10, 15, you're not
again,
saying enough. They about to explain it.
So
They got
again, the problem is that you are not understanding what actually happened in Florida. A lot of those companies that these people left from, they ran out of money. And that's why those fucking places had to shut down. It ain't necessarily because of this fucking bill. The bill just added to it. But those
The places that shut down.
those companies ran out of money. They couldn't pay the fucking people because they couldn't afford to pay Americans. That's why.
So the day after the
fuck up. That's why the fucking construction companies went down because they couldn't afford to pay. They underquoted the job. So now when they have to pay Americans the money to finish the job, they couldn't afford to pay it. So they wound up losing the contracts, and people from other states had to come in and finish the contracts. And the people that didn't finish, they got to pay a fine for not bidding properly. You dumb motherfuckers. Stop talking about shit that you have no fucking clue about. Please.
That's a lot because those companies didn't go out of business.
This nigga is dumb. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I know the companies didn't go out of business because they still had workers, nigga. You just said they ran out of money.
15. I did not say those businesses went out of business. I said those businesses underpaid. They underbid.
This nigga said they ran out of money, bro.
Why
That's
are
what
you?
you just
How
said.
can you listen if you always talking?
You wrong though.
Okay, so tell me what. All right. So if I'm wrong, please explain to me why I'm wrong.
I just explained to why you was wrong, nigga. He passed the bill, and all those people on that fucking job site was illegal immigrants.
Okay, so now I'm telling you, you are
That's
wrong.
why they left, and they found their way to Atlanta.
Goddamn, why you gotta keep reiterating the same thing over and over?
Because you asking the same question, bro. I done told you plenty of times why I said what I said.
Shut up, please.
This is where you agree to. This is where y'all agree to disagree. This is where y'all agree to disagree.
Again. So when he passed the bill,
just going back and forth.
These companies, they underbid the contract. So now when they passed the bill, now he has to pay Americans the regular pay. So now those companies cannot afford to pay those workers regular pay, and that's why the construction company didn't have the workers on the job site anymore.
That's a lie, but go ahead. Somebody else can go. I know it's a lie, but go ahead.
Okay, so how do you know that's a lie?
Why does it matter? All right, it's a lie. Whatever.
Look, Lee. This is the whole point, big dog. This is the whole point, my nigga. That these people are getting employed. That's my whole point. And ain't shit happening to the people that's employed. Bro, he's saying it's happening on a low scale. I'm saying, my nigga, it's not happening on a low scale, bro. These people are getting employed. That's the whole point.
This man is not too bright, but it's okay. We're gonna get you there.
But bro, like, how you gonna tell me some shit I'm seeing? I'm seeing the shit.
I'm telling you what you are seeing. You assessing it wrong.
What are you seeing?
Smart guy. Okay, smart guy.
I'm trying to understand.
No, nobody's hiring illegals. Y'all right. Nobody's hiring them. Everybody that attempt to hire illegals is going to prison, including Houston, Texas, and San Antonio, Texas, and El Paso and Dallas.
So again,
there ain't nobody hiring illegals. You right.
15. Again, that's not what
you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about.
Are you following the conversation? Clearly, you're not following the conversation.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Clearly, you're not following the conversation. But if you stop talking,
my point was illegals are being hired.
God damn, we have never said in this conversation that people are not attempting to hire illegals. That is not what the conversation is about.
What is the conversation about?
If he was in my cookout, he would be getting escorted right now.
RHS, your audio sounds crazy. All right, what up, Out the Mud, Cody?
Man, I got win.
Yeah, go ahead, Out the Mud, Cody.
What good with y'all, big dog? I
What
don't
it
really
do?
got shit.
People just want to talk about what they want to talk about instead of talking about the actual topic. It's crazy.
Yeah, I ain't really got shit on that. I was just tapping in with y'all, big dog. You know I fucks with you. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you. Hey, Unlikely, what is your thoughts? Because you live in a state where 1015 is talking about with all the illegals working and everything. What is your thoughts on this immigration shit that's going on in America right now?
The migrants are being brought in because Americans won't do those jobs that are cheaper. Migrants will. Migrants are resourceful. So they're gonna find ways around any single thing that you try to put in front of them. Like there's a bunch of them out here that's illegal that be doing Uber. They'll pay like a family member, because that's the thing. They got a lot of family members that be in the country, and those family members hold it down. Like I see it all the time. And I don't know anything about construction. Sharon know a lot more than me about that, but I will say that Miami is one of the fastest growing cities. I'm talking about, man, they building cities like, bro, they building whole cities. They condo at the condo at the condo. All the roads are broken up. You got to go around. There's detours everywhere because, you know, that construction is booming. So,
and so that's another part that they forgetting to mention, right? A lot of those so-called illegals, they getting social securities from their cousins.
Yeah,
right?
I'm telling you,
so technically they are legal, right? So it's so many ways that they go around this whole illegal hiring of people that they want to be so blind. They want to be right so bad. They want to defeat Sharon so badly that they willing to go all the way down to strawberry pickers to prove a fucking point. Like it's nobody that wants to do strawberry picking except somebody that was raised on a strawberry picking farm. That is it.
But when I first came up, bro, I said, instead of complaining, put these niggas to work. You said that's a small minority. My whole argument to you is it's not a small minority, bro. Why is that so hard for you to believe, bro? It's not a small minority. It's happening on a large scale. What's stupid about that? Because it is.
What's stupid about it is that people that's getting hired in America are legal to work in America. Because if you are a business,
look, bro.
If you are a small, Jesus Christ,
bro.
Even if you are a small business of 10 people, it will cost you more money to hire somebody illegal.
All right, man. I just moved. Like I said, bro. I know what I'm talking about, bro. I know what I'm talking about.
All right. So if you know what you're talking about, do you have a business?
I know what I'm talking about, bro.
I ask you a question. Do you have a business?
Yep.
Okay. Do you hire 10 people?
Hold up, but we ain't even we ain't talking about my business. We talking about the businesses in Houston that I know.
So fine.
We talking about the businesses in Houston that hire nothing but illegals.
I think I got you.
This is crazy to me, bro.
I think y'all both saying the same thing. Sharon
we are not saying the same thing, Lee. No. We are not. This man is not saying what I'm saying at all. Not even close. He is just saying things. He's just throwing things against the wall to see if something sticks, and he do not know what he is talking about. Not even a little bit of what he's talking about.
Both of y'all, and it sounds like he trying to say that they're illegal because of their status, like they don't have a social and stuff. And we're saying, well, I'm saying, I guess Sharon is saying that they find different avenues that make them seem like they not illegal on paper. Is that what you're trying to say? Basically, like how the epidemic with Uber, right? People, if you watch Cass Jordan YouTube channel, he be talking about it all the time. He talk about how these dudes are coming from, you know, a whole different country, and they able to have an Uber, they able to buy a scooter off Amazon, and they able to start making money with Uber because they family member, they got a social, and they'll use their information and kind of maneuver their way in there. So Duke talking about they still illegal, but they're not really, like the person hiring them. Yeah, the person hiring them is not hiring a illegal. They're not seeing, oh, this person illegal, I'm a hire him. Nah, they seeing, oh, this nigga name is Jordan Matt, and oh, hey, this is information. Okay, come on in. Yeah. So that's kind of what's happening. Y'all kind of keep going around in that circle.
Yeah, and so what they're trying to say is that the people that is hanging out at Home Depot is the people that they are hiring in mass. Like those are the people that's in construction sites and building up Miami.
Those people mainly do like home improvement.
I don't understand why I cannot like you have your chance to talk, but let somebody finish talking, especially me, please.
Bro, like listen to the stuff you saying, dog. Like people at Home Depot, ain't nobody hiring them to do. They hiring them to do shit.
Again,
hold on, 10-15, disrespect the host.
You be able to talk after I'm finished talking. You don't have to cut me off so you can make your dumbass point. Just wait and make your dumbass point after I finish making my intelligent point.
Sharon is right, man. The what he basically saying is those people that be at Home Depot, and I see them all the time on 27th Ave and Southwest 8th Street, and it be like 200 of them. They're going there because they know they can't just go to the construction worker place because they really illegals and they don't have the credentials like the cousin or the whoever, however they do that shit. I don't know. Some of them buy social security numbers to make them seem like they legal. So if you
ain't nobody talking about fucking construction work, nigga, ain't nobody going to Home Depot to look for a fucking construction worker. What the fuck is wrong with you, nigga? Right?
That's what 10-15. That's what the
them niggas paint. No, they paint houses. They cut grass. They clean houses. Language. I know, but I feel you, my dog. I feel you, but these niggas is with the stupid. Nah, cause bro keep on saying niggas is stupid. Nah, cause bro said niggas is stupid and all this other shit. Like, nah, bro, like if you gonna be disrespecting niggas, bro, niggas is gonna get worked up. But what I'm saying is ain't nobody going to Home Depot looking for no fucking construction worker, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. So now we can understand that Otis was making up a fallacy then, right? Because Otis said
no, they do other shit, bro. They cut grass, they clean houses, they do shit like that, bro. There's a lot of other shit they can do besides construction. They paint houses, home improvement, bro. It's more shit you can do than going to a fucking construction site. Right, people make hundreds of thousands of dollars cutting grass. Okay, people make hundreds of. All right, go.
So those are things that are just paid cash. Those are not.
And they make. That's what I'm talking about, bro. And that's what I'm talking.
Yes, but that
obviously
that is not a majority type of field, is what we are trying to explain to you. You paying somebody $50 to cut your grass is not the majority of America.
Yes, it is. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. You live in New York, y'all don't even have grass, nigga. You gotta go to fucking Long Island to find a fucking yard in New York, nigga.
So I got you, Cody. So here's the thing. So usually when you have property that has grass, you hire a company that has a contract that has
yeah, that's not true.
That has insurance.
Definitely not true.
Just in case they clip something that they ain't supposed to. Because guess what? One fucking tree that you plant is about $500. So if you cut my fucking $500 tree, you don't have to pay me back through your insurance. If you fucking cut a sprinkler, you have to pay back my plumbing to get it fixed. So people are not, if they have a $700,000 house or more, they are not going to go to Home Depot to get that man to cut their fucking grass.
All they doing is cutting grass. You from New York, you think grass cutting is fucking rocket science. Nigga, they cutting grass.
Well, then that's why I know you probably don't own. You know what? Cool. You're right. Cutting grass is cutting grass.
I know I'm right. I know people. Okay, you just look, my neighborhood.
Jesus Christ, brother. Please stop just trying to cut me off. I do not understand what's your issue, my brother. I'm talking. Every time I start talking, you want to start jumping in every two words. We got to have a conversation, not just you screaming and yelling. And then you get mad when I call you stupid. You are pushing me to the fucking edge that we cannot have a conversation. That's why. I really don't mean to disrespect you, and I apologize for it. Because that's not what I'm attempting to do. However, you are pushing my fucking boundaries of patience. So I apologize for.
But is it possible? Is it possible that you only looking through shit through your you ain't never lived in the South, have you, bro? Have you ever lived on the West Coast? I can't tell niggas how niggas getting busy on the West Coast. I hear a lot of shit about Cali, how them illegals is running shit over there. You basically trying to tell me how shit going in the South and you don't live here, my nigga. I know I live in the neighborhood. I live in $1 million house, nigga. I know what these white folks paying for it, bro. They ain't going through companies. Some of them is. But there's a lot of grass cutters down here, nigga, that don't work for companies that give you better price and they will use their ass, bro. You saying it's not happening on a major scale? Like, where's your evidence of it? Why are you saying that? When I'm telling you, I'm seeing it. Of course, it's not being reported because they illegals.
10-15, can I explain? Because trust me, I'm on your side, and I'm going to give you two things of advice. One thing is this: I'm majority of the time I'm always outnumbered. I'm going to say my point twice, and I just shut up. They're going to say what they're going to say. Sharon going to have his belief. I respect him as a man. To me, he's wrong like a motherfucker. But I'm going to say what I say, and I'm not going to keep going back and forth. They could come back and rewind this video. Number two, let me help you out now. I promise I'm about to help you out, and they finna lose their damn mind because I'm on your side here. The difference is we have a discrepancy in what's a normal, traditional, everyday business. That's the problem we have. Sharon thinks that this is not happening on a more larger scale, and I totally disagree. And I'm gonna agree to disagree. But here's my backup behind that. For every legitimate, I'm not gonna say for every because words are important. I know personally, legitimate lawn care companies who have their true business licenses with several work trucks and all that. They legit. They do a great job. But a portion of their staff is illegal. A portion. Now, again, you can put your hand in your head all you want. Again, I don't know what
specify what you mean by illegal?
I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know what the numbers are, but in my opinion and what I see on a regular basis, I believe that number to be more than above normal, that a lot of companies, especially those who are immigrant-owned companies who got their real business licenses, have employees working with them that are illegal. Now, you could call that micro or macro, and I'm going to stand on that. I don't have numbers to substantiate it, and you don't have numbers to substantiate yours either. And I'm going to land my plane, and I don't even want to talk about it no more. I just believe what I believe. That is what it is.
So it is the problem, is what you're saying. Again, you're talking about cash businesses. It's not a bunch of cash businesses out there. If you want to go, again, that's why they went to the strawberry picking. Now they want to go and put it into the landscaping business. Say that it got
it could be any business, right?
I didn't say.
I said lawn, but take lawn off the table. It could be any business, not the contractors, not lawn, not the cherry pickers. You pick the industry. I don't care what industry you pick. I'm going to apply my same strategy to it. So don't just pick an industry that I chose out my mouth and belittle it. You choose the industry, and I'm going to apply that same thought process to what industry you choose. And I promise I won't say nothing else.
Shout out to non-consenting Jack, the Dusty Fincel. He got $1 million house. Oh, he got money in my Ricky Williams voice. I'm broke and homeless. The migrants can have my residence and job. Shout out to you, Spencer. I appreciate you. So again, what you talking about is a very small minority of people paying cash. Most business owners is not going to be paying cash to nobody because they want to get the taxes back. Because if you pay somebody cash, you got to prove that you paid that person that, and then it doesn't benefit any decent business owner to pay somebody cash, and then now you got to pay double for that money because they want to know where did that money come from. So if you do your taxes and you are a legal business owner, it costs you more money to pay somebody in cash because it doesn't give you any kind of benefit to pay somebody in cash.
Let me jump in here.
Okay. Can I say one quick thing? I've been listening. Listen, compliance costs are through the roof for every business owner. Okay, they spend a considerable amount of money on compliance. So that's another risk that you're taking, hiring illegal people. So you can shake your head, Otis, all you want. It's true.
Hold on,
and that's why legitimate businesses are actually making a lot more money than these people that hire illegals.
All right, let me just say something real quick. Let me just say something.
Before you say something, Lee, I got a question for you, Lee. Lee, do you think the majority of businesses, this is what they're saying, is on a grand scale, it's not the minority of business. You think the majority of businesses are hiring illegal immigrants?
Not based off of your cash mentality, no. So I'm gonna take that avenue away from you. I think they're hiring people that they think are legal, but in reality, these migrants have found some way to manipulate the Social Security process. Because
so now, I would jump in you can be illegal, right? You can be illegal and have a work Social Security. So this is something that most people do not know. So you can be.
But do y'all know?
That
Hold
could
on.
be one.
All right, my bad. Go ahead. My bad, nigga.
That,
My bad.
I just want to say real quick,
I just want to
Sharon,
jump
that's
in.
one of the ways I'm talking about.
I want to jump
like
in right there and say that because I want to build on that before you move forward, because this is something that they probably understanding as illegal, right? But they are legal to pay taxes.
Exactly. That's
so
what
they
I'm
have
saying.
a working Social Security. So technically, I can hire him because he has a legal way to pay taxes. So yes, his status as a citizen is illegal because he overstayed his visa, but his working authorization is not illegal.
Yeah, that's what I want to
Yeah,
say.
I feel what you're saying, but y'all talking from this New York shit, because I know y'all think y'all got a lot of immigrants up there, but
I
y'all
live
really
in
don't.
Miami, bro. I
But
lived in
you
Miami
do,
for
but
7
I
years,
thought you
bro.
was from New York. All right, but this is what I'm saying right here, though, big dog. All the stuff y'all talking about, the Uber shit and all that, that's that new shit. This been happening in the South and on the West Coast, bro. This ain't no new shit, bro. All these people ain't finding ways to get fake Social Security numbers. Some of them are, bro. I'm not saying it's not happening, but all of these people is not doing that shit, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
I'm starting to really believe y'all just arguing to argue. Y'all just want to go
I'm not,
against me
because I know what you're talking about, bro.
No, you don't. Clearly, if you knew what I was talking about, first of all, you stop just jumping over every 2 words I say, brother. Like, I'm giving you opportunity to talk. I do not.
I wasn't even done talking. You just cut me off.
Yo, I was still talking and
I
I got
wasn't
cut
done
off
talking.
too.
Neither was
But, like,
unlikely. Either
listen,
I was just telling him the shit he talking about.
We understand you interjected, but unlikely was talking when you interject. It's okay.
like
Unlikely.
Sharon asked me a question and he said, "Do I think the majority is
Right,
illegal?"
that's what
And we was
happened.
trying to break it down on what we believe
Correct.
illegal is, because if a person is able, like, I, me, you, and Anastasia, me, Sharon, Anastasia, we work for the company, we the bosses, and if somebody come here with all the right credentials and they come with a social, or they come with a work visa, or whatever it is that these immigrants are using, and none of us here speak Spanish, so we never really had a conversation with any of these people to really know how they doing this, but they are finding ways to be able to legally get on paper so the companies can tax them, and the company doesn't get hit with any type of lawsuit or anything like that. And the person is legally on paper. I don't know how they doing it. I don't speak Spanish. I'm trying to get better at it, but I know there is a way that they are doing it to look legal. So you Anastasia, you're talking about, yo, they still illegal, and we like, yeah, but in, like, when you see it through the lens of the law, they're legal. The people that go, and the majority of people that get these jobs are the ones that are able to, because, bro, these are the same people that will pay $5,000 just to get past the cartels so they can get to America. So if y'all don't think that they know schemes, they know the black market, they know all the shit that I wish I knew. I'm telling, yo, this Russian dude I knew spoke no English. Me and him would conversate through the chat GBT. But this dude got $5,000 in food stamps, and he had a job, and he was working on paper and everything. So I don't know how he did it. I wish I asked him, but he left already. But I'm telling y'all, it's the majority of people that are getting into our country and able to work these jobs are looked at on paper as legal, not illegal. So
that's it. So this is a problem that they fail to realize for whatever reason. They think that is a whole bunch of business owners just doing things illegally and hiring illegal human beings. It is not the majority of businesses. It is the small minority, because you would get fined heavily just by having a work and not paying unemployment insurance. You get a fucking fine just for that.
And Sharon, let's speak to that. Let's
Hey,
give them
can
a
I
little
say
leeway.
Hey, Lee, let me ask you a question, Lee. I want to ask you a question about what you just said, big dog. Hey, with what you just said, are you like implying like they come here and finding ways to beat the system?
Correct. Right. So they find the
soft. If that's the case, Sharon, hold on, calm down. If that's the case, they come to American soil and figuring out ways to beat the American government, the American system, right? And they're not Americans. They're not from here, not birthed here. For some strange reason, I'm looking at motherfuckers that look like me. That's cool with that. But when a nigga from American soil birthed in this motherfucker really went through what the fuck black people go through. That's why I don't like to say black people, because everybody jumps under that fucking banner. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I like to say nigga.
That's why you got to say Americans. That's why.
Nigga stands for American. Nigga stands for American. Bottom line, you can't. There's no way around it. So listen though, what I'm saying is this:
come on up, Miss Beauty.
When our kind figures out a way to beat and win, we scums and we trash and we ain't shit illegally. But these people, the people you just mentioned, Lee, are illegal. They just figured a way to be viewed as legal.
Correct.
So they're cheating the system, right?
Yes.
Now, when a motherfucker from America find a way to beat the system, just like that Russian you talk about was getting $5,000 with a job on paper. You understand what I'm saying? And food stamps.
No,
and you like,
that's
damn,
down.
I wish I knew how he did it. And that's an accomplishment to him, right?
Correct.
But when an American from America's soil, who done motherfucking put in the blood, sweat, and tears on this motherfucker, went through the old motherfucker, walked these paths of these same motherfucking crackers, white folk, whatever the fuck y'all want to call them, big dog, and been treated and watched others be treated. You get what I'm saying? These motherfuckers just came and jumped in the middle of a motherfucking program and reaped benefits, big dog. A program that ours went through and motherfucking marched for and got water hose down, surrounded the water hose you was talking about. Ours went through that, not theirs, huh? But they able to come over here and cheat our system and our government and figure out a way to win and beat this motherfucker. But when our own motherfucking kind figure out a way, we against them. They the scum, they trash, they bullshit niggas, they're niggas, they're pookies, they're ray.
They lazy.
But these motherfuckers is pookies and ray. Just like Sharon was just saying 2 hours ago, they come from they motherfucking country with goddamn ex-cons, nigga, and come over here and all of a sudden upstanding citizens.
Correct.
Hell fucking no, nigga. The game don't work like that, big dog.
Sound like Lee, you having some mic issues out the mud. Cody, great example. This is what I am fighting for, even though they want to try to put it on some minority immigrants making money, which is insane to me, because we all know the minority of people doesn't really count. They can't vote. They're not making enough money. They cash people. They strippers, they prostitutes, and they lawn carers. And they work at Home Depot. They doing painting jobs in a little small 5x5 bathroom. I don't even understand why we've been having a conversation. I was trying to entertain it, but it got ridiculous to think that people actually believe that it is a majority of business hiring illegal people is insane. What's up, HQ? How you doing?
I'm doing great. You guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who think there's an immigrant problem, but they only think it's an immigrant problem when it's on the southern border, but not the northern border. Because the Canadians speak just like us, and they don't even know if they're in the country or they're not. So they always have a problem when it's the Mexican border, never the Canadian border. Okay, if you want to make sure people stay out, you need to make sure they stay out the northern border, just like they stay out the southern border. That being said, I'm done with that. Second, there's a lot of legal Mexicans or legal people who come from different countries, and they get their families in. They believe, they really believe in family. I remember working for a company where the two not foreigners, but they were here. They were born here, but they were cousins of somebody. But they had their cousins on the payroll. They had their mother on the payroll, and the mother didn't even work at the company. Okay, they had the mother getting a check. They were hiring in illegal people, but they had them all set up for social security numbers and everything else. You see how they network work? They do family. The Mexican, especially, I'm just gonna speak on the Mexican side because I don't know anything about the Canadian people who get in. But the Canadian people got a better chance because they speak English, right?
Damn.
And they can, because they speak English like us, so they can blend in better and they can get away with a lot of things better. And plus, people are what is it called? Prejudiced against somebody who's different from them anyway. So we always have a problem with that. But the Mexican people always get their own people in. They always look out for their own people. That's something we never do. We think our people are scammers instead of helping our people. they think we just off the bat scammers, right?
That part.
Instead of saying, okay, we're gonna collectively help black folks move ahead. Instead of you being against me, we're gonna be against the system, and we
But
try
we
to.
did that already. We did that already, though. You know what I'm saying? Everything that immigrant, regardless of what goddamn borderline they come from, try to accomplish on American soil, blacks, American niggas have done that already. But big dog, you understand what I'm saying? We already lived in groups. We already lived in groups of motherfucking 2 and 3 families in small ass houses.
But we
We
don't do
done
that
that in
now.
the 70s, the 80s, and 90s.
So HQ, what he's saying is that we already did it, but now the so-called immigrant, they get credit for the things that we already did.
It's a never-ending cycle. It's a never-ending cycle. Hey, do y'all anybody up here? I don't, because I know all y'all young and shit.
You got
Do
it, Cody.
anybody remember when minimum wage was like $5.15?
Correct. I remember.
And when it was that way, man, look, it was people doing the same jobs that you doing right now for goddamn me $20. They were doing them same jobs for $5.15.
$5.15, the same exact job. The same
Oh,
exact job. Give me 1 second, Cody. How you doing, Miss Beauty? How you doing?
Hi, everybody. How are y'all?
We doing well, thank you. How did you find this channel?
Yes, I watch from the shadows a lot of times, but I see a lot of people speaking on this topic, so I just thought I'd chime in because I know it does confuse a lot of people, and I was born outside of this country, and I come from a family of immigrants, so we've been all over the globe, so I know how they be running them paperwork.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
That
Give
paperwork.
us some clarity.
What was that?
Give us some clarity. So how did they do it?
Please,
okay.
please.
Well, I'm gonna just focus. I'm not really gonna focus on like the Europe side because that's getting into something else. But just focusing on South America for a minute. Well, I will tell you back in the day, like.
Now tell us about what they do now, because back in the day it changed. So what they do now to make themselves seem as they are legal?
I was gonna connect it. I'm gonna show you why they doing what they do now. It's because a change was made from back in the day. So back in the day on the border, right? I'll say around 2000, around there, even before it's even more.
And when you say border, what border are you talking about?
Okay, I want to say Mexico and California.
Okay, let's go.
And so when they will cross before, you can go in and out a lot of times. You don't. It's so the process of doing it. I'm gonna tell you how they did it, but you can't do that anymore. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Because it doesn't work like that. We're on another level of corruption now. So
and so you also gonna tell us how they do it now?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why you're seeing people go through this lens. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to go through these lens because before what they will do is they will pay what's called the coyote. I'm pretty sure y'all have heard of that.
Yeah.
That's just basically a drug lord. Let's be clear.
Damn.
And the problem with
the coyote is the one that is walking them through all these desert lands and get them across the little swamps and oceans and the little rivers that they got to get to, correct?
Yes, and it's not just one of them. Because keep in mind, these people, the way that they live is not how we live. So how we kind of got rid of our ancient lands, they still have ancient looking towns, like it's dirt and nothing. So they can't just get out of that town. A lot of them, they do not. And it doesn't matter what country, all countries, they're all the same. They don't have transportation like we do. So they're operating off of flip phones.
And also this trip that they got to take with the coyotes, how many days does it take? Do you know?
Yes. So
how many days?
Now you can't go the same way. Back then, you're going to be walking and traveling for anywhere from 2 weeks to a month.
Whoa.
You're not just it's not bam sham. Like first you need to get out of your town. And that's easy for us.
So you're saying it's going to take maybe 3 weeks to a month to take this travel. So you got to pack your own food because I'm pretty sure there's no food on the way of this route, correct?
Okay. So when it comes to the food, and I'm giving you firsthand accounts because my family is not. I have family who's involved, but when I tell you, like, most of my family is not dumb enough to do some stuff like this. Now, when I tell you it's dangerous, first of all, with the food, you can't bring much stuff, because keep in mind, the first thing, you're dealing with people that are, like you said, cartel. They're not in their right mind. Only thing they care about is meeting you for that exchange of the money. So whether you get safely across the border or not, they could care less. Sometimes you'll get killed intentionally on some like ritualistic type of situation. They don't even have a reason why. Just, I feel like killing today, and you don't know who you're dealing with. These people are not your friends. It's not somebody that, oh yeah, we're trying to help you get a good life. No, they have a great life in Mexico. Because I want y'all to know, it's a first world country. They're not broke. The same way we have hoods, they got hoods. And if you go to the other countries, now you do have some political issues that's more severe in like Haiti, maybe in El Salvador. Yeah, you have some issues. But if you want to compare little things to little things, they are living rich style. A lot of things they don't pay, like water. They get free cable, not all the channels, but it's the fact that it's more than what we get when we hooking up our antenna and getting the 5 channels free. They getting real cable.
Okay, so now they gotta cross this desert land for a month with
It
the
costs, I'll tell you
coyotes.
how much it costs. So some people, they're gonna pay 2 coyotes, because depending on how deep they are coming from South America, you can't just pay one. It's not just one. Sometimes when you're dealing with country to country, that is extremely dangerous, because you're not dealing with just one cartel. Now you got to pass through several, because the borders on South America is hostile. These people are not friends. So if you're coming from somewhere beyond Mexico, you need one coyote to get you through these borders. And that's why you don't see a lot of people coming from real deep down there, because they have to cross many borders, and that is extremely dangerous. It's almost impossible. Depending on whose border you're on, you're not going to be able to cross at all. It's hostile, like North Korea style. You're not getting over that border. Now, Mexico, they'll pay 2 or 3 people, depending on how deep they're in. It's going to cost you, back then, anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000.
And per person or per family?
Oh no, per person. And this is not including the next fee you pay. Because if you want to know ultimately, how did they cross? Point blank period, they pay the guards. Point blank period. It's
American, you talking about the American guards?
Absolutely. It's the only way across. Because when I tell you, they'll downplay the border, but you're not able to get past the border, because they have infrared technology right now. And they had it back then too. They can detect any movement. You know how they do. They don't tell us about the technology until afterwards. So they have this very high-tech technology. The only way to cross is to pay.
Hey, excuse me.
Yes.
Let me say this. Hey man, look though. Do we got border patrol?
Well, let us finish minding it. How she got how she know people that cross the line. So let's hear how they cross the line. Go ahead, Miss Beauty.
It's in and out. So like, when I tell you they will pay this amount, because I'll tell you more about how they work here. But
all right, so now when they get to this gate, so is this this border patrol guy, is he's getting paid from the cartel, or he's getting paid from the individuals that's crossing?
Yes. So the first time, let's say you in your hood, now you're trying to leave the hood. Okay, that's the first time you're trying to leave. And like I said, they're leaving with the cartel is because it's not like life here where you call up Uber, all that. It's not easy to get around. So the cartel gets you at least to the river, because what happened is there's a large river that blocks you to just be able to come straight if you're coming from the way of Texas. Now in Cali is different.
Damn,
Cali is dangerous. That border is very dangerous. But this one, it has that river, which is like a lot of people. This is the first obstacle is when you leave your home. because you have to pay them.
So the first payment is 2,000 to 3,000 to leave your neighborhood or your border, and then now when you get to the river, you got to pay another 2,000 to 3,000 to get across.
Oh no! Just to leave your home, minimum 3 to 6K, and that was back then. So you already know what they charging now. I'll talk about that. That's different.
Okay, so now we now we paid that 3 to 6. Now we at the water. So now what we got to pay?
The water. Now, before you got to the water, how much time has passed? Depending on how deep you're in Mexico, a lot. Okay. They are definitely traveling on foot. Nobody's just driving you around. Food, the food is not going to stay fresh, and you can't bring a lot of stuff because what they say is that they're so exhausted. I mean, literally, they're killing themselves. So they can't. So now when we get
to the river, what happens when you get to the river?
When you get to the river, a lot of people are gonna die.
Damn.
Because they're
after they pay their 3,000 to 6,000, when they get to the river, most of those people are going to die.
A lot of people are gonna die because the cartel who sends you. You did ask me that. Are they getting the money? Absolutely not. They're working through the cartel. They bet show up with that money, or they're not gonna see them anymore. So somebody's watching them. It's not like, one person you meet with. They watching in the bushes. They watching what's going down. That person just works with the cartel. They're just a mule. They need to bring that money back.
So now we got people that's dying. So now the people that make it, they pay the extra 3 to 6. So now they made it across the river. So now what happens after they make it across the river? After the people that died, so now we going with just the survivors. So what happens with those survivors now that made it across that river?
Absolutely. And just to say one point.
Just like the dope.
Yeah, just to say one point, the reason why what's making them cross, keep in mind, we have a lot of access to information, how we talk like this. They don't do that in other countries. And what's making them cross is that person is ensuring them that they're going to be safe. Keep in mind, sometimes you're dealing with people as little as 14 years old, babies with their mom. So they don't know what's going on. They're trusting them. So they're crossing. That's how they're dying, because that river is very strong force. It's not no regular river, and you will get washed away. So when the ones who make it, now you don't need to pay at this point. The next time you need to pay is to get across the border. Now,
there we go.
Now you're walking, because where they're walking is like anywhere they can't be seen. So like they're literally like a fugitive, like how you see on the TV, cutting corners, cutting through the woods. It's literally like that, and they can't stop. Got to keep going, just because that's the system the cartel set up. I mean, honestly, you could stop if you wanted to, but they have to go through the system, because you can get through the river, no problem.
Okay, so now, so how much are you paying at this boss? So now, so was it that you already know what gate you walking through, and you already know who's this guard that's going to be there already? Like, how does that part work? So because we already crossed the river, so go ahead.
So the
now
cartel,
we are walking up to the gate, like they already know what part of the gate we supposed to go up to.
Yeah, so by this point, you can also be switching out the mules who's taking you. Because keep in mind, just because you're exhausted, don't mean they finna get exhausted. They'll go get somebody else in there and take you the rest of the way. So switching out people. And then when you get to the border, okay, this is what they do. Now, this is the point where it's all set up. The border agents know what they're doing. It's just the same way as the Hollywood celebrity corrupt, same thing. They're fully aware of what they're doing, and they're being protected also by our government. So the government knows what they're doing. You have to know, because you have to know how much cameras and how much protection is there.
Okay,
what I tell you.
All right, so now, but when we get to this this gate, you pay the money.
Okay. Now you need to pay again. So this is the game that the cartel plays. The reason why, obviously, is so that they want to ensure that they're getting their money. It's not going to be any issue. So they'll take a little bit, but when you get to the end, that's when they know they got you, because this is the risk you're taking. You're going to give them another amount of money. Now, this amount varies, because every cartel going to charge what they want. I mean, they can change the price from day to day. They're wicked people. So they will put you in a car at this point. When you ultimately go to cross, you got to be in a vehicle. Now,
okay, so hold on. So when we get to the gate, we're not actually climbing any gates or climbing any gates. So they actually putting you in a car from that point on with, I'm assuming, American?
Yeah, so you're in a car with, now see, You not crossing with an American, that is irrelevant. These people who crossing is cartel. It's cartel to our government. Like it's triangulated. They don't care if they cross or not, by the way. Nobody cares if someone comes on that border. That's just stuff they use to distract us. People cross all the time between.
So this cartel person, what they have a passport?
They don't need it. It's not about the passport. It's just really essentially it's just about the money. But here's what they do.
Okay, so the cartel has a understanding with what line that they're gonna go to.
Exactly. They have an understanding like y'all just not about to come over here and play, but you know, everybody's in the know. And so what happens is when you're at that border, I don't know if any of y'all have ever, I personally have, if you're like physically walk on the border, it's very hectic. You have people trying to get in on buses on your left. You got people coming on the right trying to walk in, sneak in. It's like vultures everywhere.
Bro. All right, so now we got it. So you go to lane 4. They already know, the guard knows who you are, what car, you get it across the other line. So now when you're across on the other side, how do you now become legal to start finding jobs? Let's get to that part.
So you come across, you gave the money to the coyote who gave it to the guard. And then this is anywhere from 2 to 6K. Like I said, they be price gouging. You went across, you made it across, you still are on foot at this point, because what they will do is, and this is actually for the protection of the cartel, you can't just cross and go where you want to go. They do not work like that.
So they actually give you a city for you to go and have a safe haven supposedly too.
Safe haven is more like you come into the house that we hoarding y'all in for a certain time, and then we release you.
Okay, so now what happens when you in this house? Or do you get to do whatever you want? You gotta look for jobs? Like what happens when you're in this house?
I'm so sorry. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. I can hear.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. I think we lost her for a second. Hopefully she didn't get snatched up.
She might be talking about people that already got deported or people that's like on a list that ain't supposed to be here.
Yeah, well, my experience, they got a rotation.
I'm sorry about that. I should have put the do not disturb on my phone. Okay, so when they're in this house, no, they're not. Okay, you are being held captive, and you're also not. You are and you aren't, because the purpose of this, honestly, it's one of those things. First of all, if you made it to this point, because some people have died of hunger by this point, they're not eating. So someone can go a lot of weeks and not be eating. It's that serious.
Okay, but Miss Beauty. So now when they get here, they go through this house, and they got to be there for a little while under somewhat of a forced situation. So now
to make sure they don't snitch, basically, they don't want to run in quick to the cops, basically.
So now, how do they go ahead and start working?
Yes. Okay. Boom. Now, some of them do have family. A lot of people do. Now, if they have family, that's one way. If they don't have family, it's another way. So you want me to start with if they did have family here?
Sure. Yes. That'd probably be easiest.
If they have family here, now people do talk about the buying the socials and all of that. Now it's getting harder now, because keep in mind, I want to clear up something about that social that you discussed. The work that is called a ITTN. It does look like a social.
Yes,
it has all the digits. But I want you to know it's not an authorization to work. Only thing that does, it says, let me take your money. That's all it is. It's not the best thing for you to have would be a green card, permanent resident card, which is same thing, or you have the work visa. But those are interchangeable, because you would never have a work visa and not have the other, because they're going to lapse together. So when they come over here, and the ITTN number, I want you to know what that's about. And I know it sounds crazy, because being from America, nobody would do this. But because they're also being brainwashed, they will. They get the number in hopes, because they're being told that if you get this ITTN number and you pay these taxes, in the event that we do an amnesty or anything, you can say you were being good and you were
Yeah, you can
paying
say
your
you're paying
taxes.
taxes. Correct.
So
Yeah.
it's a scam because they're probably never going to do amnesty for them. And if they do, it won't be this generation. So they're just giving out money and not getting any benefits because they can't get Medicaid. They can't get anything. Some states
What they
will let
could,
them.
what they can get in return is to work, so they can make money. So that's what the exchange is with that TTN number is for. They can make money.
And no, they can't make money with that. So in order
Yeah,
to
they
work,
can't.
So the
they
reason
need
why,
the work visa. But the reason why that is only to pay taxes. When you file taxes, they
that's what
use
I'm saying.
that
So the
number.
TTN number, people are willing to hire you from that, even though you will get as a
Oh
business.
no,
You can still get
Yeah,
fined for.
they
Americans
can't
use
hire
that
from
number.
that number. They don't.
No,
When some
what I'm saying is that you can hire somebody from that number. It's just that it's a little bit more difficult to pass off to your accountant. But you can hire somebody from that, but it's just not really worth it. But
well,
you
when you
can hire
hire
somebody from
them,
that
you
because it's not.
hiring.
The problem is that when you file
Mhm.
for your taxes, it's not recognized as a social security number, and then now they're going to question you and saying, "Are you hiring illegals?" So that is what happens when you do hire somebody with that TTN number. So
Exactly.
it's
They
not an
get
easy thing, but I'm saying that you can get around it because if it's somebody that is attempted to be illegal, you can say, "Oh, they married, they getting a green card, such and such." So it can be worked around. However, it is very difficult at the same time. So yeah,
exactly
so
like
again,
any.
keep on going. So now we got to the TTN number. So you can use it, but it got to be in the sense that that person is doing it towards either he married the local or he's about to get the green card. He's in the process of it, and they will allow you to
Okay.
keep paying taxes. So now, but though that is one form of it. So now, what is another way to how they steal, or how do they get the chance to work?
Yes. Well, to be clear now, like you said, if anyone does hire someone on ITTN, they didn't do anything because we passed a law years ago, which is called I-9 verification. Just because the companies don't use it doesn't mean it's not a law. They're just not using it. Everybody's supposed to I-9. And when you I-9 to ITTN, it's not going to come back clean. So they can hire these people if they want with the ITTN. It doesn't mean anything at all. You still hired someone that was undocumented. But let's say if they take socials, sure, someone can take someone's social, but the majority, they don't. The immigrants don't operate like we operate. We operate in that job mindset. They're not in a job mindset. They're in a survival mindset. So first thing they do when they leave the house, some of them are hook up as friends, and they'll go and get an apartment together. And you already know what time it is. 8 people, 10 people, 12 people, however many people. They split the rent together so that they can
But
stack.
the only thing that I'm having, so like I get the difficultness across the board again to the river, but now when we get over here, I still didn't get to the
Okay.
part that what they doing to start working over here.
Okay,
I
okay.
understand, like they do the live together things.
Okay. So then so they're saving now. A big work that they like to do is definitely in construction. And
Mhm.
I will give you an example of a business arrangement, how it can work. Now, at first, when they get here, let's say a lot of them don't have any experience in construction when they get here, but
Mhm.
they know people that are here. Even if they don't know someone that are here, they will latch on to the person that does know someone that's here, and they all become a crew. So they're going to latch. So somebody knows somebody that's here some way or another. Now, if you know nobody that's here, you're screwed.
Right,
But
and so that's what they was kind of talk about with the whole lawnmower thing. So now they paying one person $2,000, and he gotta have to break that bread down.
Oh, it's not that easy. So
That's one way how they do it, because they also do it when people paying child support. This is what they do as well. So they pay you a portion of
Hey,
it.
let me add this part.
Yep.
So about 15, 20 years of establishment, these people within a region that has farms, that has all this land, they done so much work and labor that they put together a force to where they already have a seasonal operation running with 3 or 4 busloads of Hispanics that come in during growing season, harvesting season, and they just rotate through the United States, giving whatever product's being harvested.
yeah, they actually passed a law with that recently, and it's legal now for farms in Texas to use immigrants as long as they're going back and forth. So keep that in mind. They have that going on too.
So Ms.
Well,
Beauty, I got a
everybody
question.
got
Are
it.
you living in the United States now?
I am currently living in the United States. I was born in Europe, but I have family that was born in Europe and South America. And many countries in South America across from Europe. My dad's side migrated to South America in the Panama and
Yeah.
Barbados and Jamaica region. And the
Okay.
reason why a lot of people which we mostly black people, right, will travel from Europe all the way to the South is because of the Panama Canal. That was big to get a job back in the day when you wasn't just going to be able to Uber. You had to have a job. So that's how a lot of people get there. But the situation
And
in the South.
are you legal now? You don't have to answer.
Oh yes, oh yeah. I got my paperwork. I want to let you know I do not support illegal immigration. I want to put that out there. Even
No.
though I have family that's Latin, I have people I know that have done it that are currently actively undocumented, and I don't support it because I have to tell y'all the ways in which that they scheme. You have to know that it's very unfair. It is very, very unfair because when simple things like most of them don't have a license, but every few years, a state like Virginia, which they did recently, they'll open up a way for them to get a license.
Shit.
Talk about it. That's what we need to talk about. Stuff like
And
that.
that's not the first time they did that. They did that in North Carolina, but then they took that away. But let me tell you what happens when they don't have a license and when they don't have a social. This is where we're looking at here. This is why I even speak on it, because I think it's disingenuous when a lot of people who are Latin don't speak the real. You know, it's like, why don't you tell the real? A lot of those kids who came over here, DACA, they are devastated. Do you think that they knew that their parents had smuggled them over here like that? And they cannot work normally. They cannot function normally. They can't go into normal relationships because they have to tell their partner straight off the gate, I don't have paperwork. And it's a whole mess for these kids. But they also don't want to come at their parents. So it's a tough situation. And trust me, they're not okay with it. And then what they do is, let's say the police will pull over somebody who does not have a license. They can get pulled over 200 million times. I'm going to tell you the procedure is the same every single time. Now, depending on the state, you might find yourself in jail, no doubt. Like Georgia, you're going to find yourself in jail. But it doesn't matter if they go to jail or not. They're ready to go to jail because they know what's going to happen. Let's say you're in North Carolina where you're not going to go to jail.
So my thing is this, Ms. Beauty. So why not just tell the person in front, like, hey, listen, I need you to marry me so this way I could be legal.
Okay. So before, when Obama was in office, he passed a law. The law that he passed, this law changed something with the immigration. So before that law got passed, in order for you to finish the process, let's say you marry someone here, you cannot get citizenship that way. That's the lie that they're being told to come here. They think they can. So what they will do is scam and scheme. They will prey on women. It's very common to get them to marry them unbeknownst to the woman because she thinks it's love. She thinks it's real. It's not real.
But hold on, you talking about what you saying if a illegal person marry American, they cannot get citizenship?
Absolutely not. So before the law, they can't get it the way that people think. Like, it's not a magic trick. Before Obama passed the law, you got to go back to your country to apply there. He passed a law which allow you to do a hardship waiver. There's only like 2 circumstances where somebody could get approved for the hardship waiver. The hardship waiver is saying that the spouse who is American, who's from America, they should have to go back to the country where that person came from and wait for paperwork, because that's not our fault that you want to marry them, but they can't stay here right away.
It's a way around that as well. So you could just say, I am financially responsible for this.
Right, that's the hardship waiver. So then if you get approved for the waiver, you can do stuff here, but it doesn't work like that. Trust me. When you can talk to the lawyers about this. It does not work how they say it. It's a trap. Because I know people who went on that waiver and they are banned from coming back.
What you mean is that it's not cheap. You mean because you do have to get a lawyer. Okay.
No, it's a trap. They'll go on the hardship waiver. That doesn't mean anything. First thing you have to do when you get the hardship waiver, you have to make an appointment to get a physical. That's in your home country. Then you got to meet with the consulate.
Well, I mean, we all know about the citizen, how you got to be coming.
So basically, they can decide to ban you.
You got to be able to take a test. You got to go and get
Well, no, they don't take the test at this point. So at this point, this is just, you need to get the permission to even apply to get the visa. So when they go and get the exam,
country, you mean?
Yeah, in their home country.
If you pay a lawyer proper money, he could do that for you. He can expedite everything.
They can't guarantee nothing, because like what the lawyers are saying is that, see, it's kind of like how it is here with the judge. That person has the power to say yay or nay. So they're gonna
Correct.
check you, even if you come back fine.
So
They can
right.
say
So that's
nay.
if they think that you're lying, they could still deny you. Is what you're saying?
They can still deny you. It's people
Okay.
I know that have went back on the hardship waiver because they were told it's only going to be 3 weeks. It's only going to be 3 months. You come right back. And they got a 10-year or a permanent ban from the United States. You cannot come back because it's their decision. The hardship waiver is about you signing documentation. You have to sign paperwork that says you are attesting under penalty of perjury that you only entered into the United States one time, and we're going to give you a pardon because you know that was wrong, and we're going to let you come back and wait the process, but you have to admit it was only that one time. These people have to go through not a federal check but an international check. If anything pops up that they have crossed back and forth on that border, they are going to be in big trouble, and then it's a big problem. And then on top of that,
So pretty
yeah.
much is plenty of ways that they could skin this cat. So do you believe that is a majority problem that immigrants is finding jobs?
That immigrants is just taking a bunch of jobs.
Yeah. Do you think that's true? Yeah, take
They
a breath.
work. They can
It's
only
okay. Take your time.
they can only work in certain types of jobs. Now, our population is big. I think it would be disingenuous if you're going to say a majority, because that would, that would make it seem like a majority. That's a lot if you're thinking about the population. I wouldn't say it's to the point where we need a revolt or something, but we definitely have to be concerned because, like I said, when they get pulled over, they can go in and out that jail system a million times. Whereas with me and you, we get pulled over once without the license, we get dinged, we get found again. Well, maybe you need to go to jail a longer time because you're not listening. You get a bunch of dings, and then you can't get a car now, and your insurance is messed up. You can't work. But keep in mind, they don't care because it doesn't happen like that for them. What are you gonna ding if they don't have an identity?
Yeah, but the bulk of these people are not criminals. Okay,
Right.
They're coming over. They're coming over because they're desperate. Okay, they're desperate for a different life. They're desperate.
So let me tell you why. I will tell you.
Well, I get it. The circumstances in the country. I get it.
No, a lot of them got tricked into coming. They were tricked. I'm telling you, they don't feel good about being here. It's an ego. It's a very complicated.
But how do you get on a bus? How do you get on a bus and say I want to go to America and get tricked into going to America?
Because
you started out saying you wanted to come here. It's not a trick.
Because the media is different. You know how like you have to have a VPN to watch certain content. They don't get the same media that we get. They get a totally different programming system on their TV, on their radio, and they're being programmed to think that it is a great idea and you're going to be able to provide. Trust me, when back home, they running businesses since back in the day. They was never living how people were living here. People here.
So are you trying to say to us that these are people of means?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I know for a fact. I know people for a fact that have crossed borders and their parents cross borders, and they're not people of means.
Some of them don't have means. Of course, everybody is not somebody with means.
Okay, but the bulk of them are poor. The bulk of them are trying to come over here for opportunity. There are some.
They have means.
Why wouldn't the rich people just come over like they're rich?
But HQ, but at the same time, if it's cost $3,000 to get to the river and then another $3,000 to cross the border, that's
but
not.
If they're rich, why wouldn't they be able to come over here and stay and then just let their visa expire? I know people have done that.
You can't be just rich. You have to prove that you have somebody here that is going to sponsor you, and you're not just sponsoring that person about money. You're sponsoring them saying if they commit any crimes, you're responsible for them. The paperwork is big, and
but the bulk of these people are not criminals. These people are normal, everyday people who want to.
Some of them can be criminals, and some of them are not. But what I'm saying is, a majority of them, they do have means back home. Because listen, the things that they're complaining about, don't be fooled. It's the same things that we complain about here.
No matter what they're complaining about, they're coming for a better opportunity.
But the problem is, it's not better.
There's 13 million immigrants. There's 13 million people who are living in the United States now that are illegal immigrants now. There's no way you're going to get 13 million people out of this.
No, you can't get them out, but they're not in a better situation.
So what you're saying is that so these people they are like business owners, they at least middle class, right? So let's not say because when we say means we thinking
I
200,000
can
better.
assure
So
you.
let's say middle class, they're making around like 60,000.
It's not about being middle class. What I'm trying to get y'all to see is that, listen, what they're calling poor class is running a business. That's what I'm
Okay,
trying to
fine.
tell you.
All right.
Like,
So
that's the people that's coming here. I'm poor, but I have a big old house, a house on top of a house and a business, and they're calling that poor.
Okay,
That's what I'm trying to say.
okay, so now how are they tricking those people that is doing well in their own country to say, hey, you need to go ahead and cross a river and a borderline? You might also die, even though you live in good where you at. Why would they tell somebody to go and possibly accidentally kill themselves to cross the border if they're already a person of means? Is what HQ is trying to understand.
They're definitely not going to tell them they're going to die for sure. And you have to, that question you ask, that's exactly the question you should be asking. What is enticing people? Now, everyone has a different mindset, but for some people, it can be the glitz and glamour, because keep in mind, they're living fine, like how I told you, but then they still got a flip phone, but then they still don't have a washer and dryer, and they washing their clothes in water. So it's certain things they have, but the things that we need the most, I'd rather have a house than a washer and dryer. They have their stuff in order. And what do they do for businesses? They're selling clothes, they run stores,
That still
restaurants,
sound like the
they have
project to
farms.
me.
And it's not like the laws here. It's not illegal for them to start a business out of their home. So they're easily starting
I get what
businesses.
she's saying. I
And
definitely get what she's saying.
they don't go and answer to no one. They don't work all day. If they don't
If
show
they
up to
cross
work, who
that border
cares?
illegally, they are fucking criminals, big dog.
And let me tell you what
We
else.
agree
So
with that. We agree with
what she's
that.
saying, Cody, is that these people are tricked by the glitz and glamour of everything, saying that they're gonna have it
Yes,
much
they're
better.
telling them
And the
like,
people that are normal over there, they cannot get like something like asylum and stuff like that, because they gotta have a reason to come over to America. Why are you coming to America? Because I have family there. Since they don't have no family, they
Yeah,
don't have
but
no
we don't-
asylum, they're not being persecuted. She's saying so a lot of people are getting tricked because their media is different from our media. So we getting fed one type of media, and the people on that side are getting fed one type of media, and we are not understanding each other. So now we are looking at them as
No, the
criminals.
problem is
And
they
are
are
looking
they.
at,
But
and
the
they
trick
looking
is,
at us.
they actually believe that America is free.
Well,
They
of
think
course they
that
believe it, bro.
that
Come
this
on
shit
now.
free, and we really lazy, and we really ain't doing shit. That's
yes,
what the
they are
trick
being
is.
told that, and they're
Right,
not.
that's
They
another
they
part. That's
tricking their
another part
motherfucking
of.
self.
That's another
They
part.
honestly believe that black Americans are motherfucking me lazy and
And why
motherfucking me
wouldn't
ain't
they
and
believe
goddamn
it?
me
That's all
ain't.
they see on the internet,
But
though.
but let me tell you this: the reason why, the black and white reason why I'm not gonna support it is not because I don't want someone to move to a different land and provide for themselves. I just feel like it's disingenuous, because when black people were having a problem in America, they fought for what they needed to get done. And that is exactly what they need to do in South America. Don't forget that, just because
Goddamn me right though.
they're having
They
bad
really think
times,
that this
but
shit free. And
why
based
don't
on the
you fight
struggle
your
and the
system
fight
the way
that
we
black
did?
Americans have already done, it is free to them, big dog.
Exactly, because it's like
So what
it's
the
not.
fuck we saying?
How can you come over here and be racist and down talk people who've been through so much to get the conditions right? Because if they were to do the same thing that black people do here, they're gonna go through a period of poverty too. Because the government's gonna fight you back, and you're gonna have a whole issue. And that's the issue they don't want. So they just jump over to the country that has already resolved a bunch of issues, and then they get hit with the ban. Because when I tell you, I have lived in many countries, you guys. This country is extremely unsafe. It's not like this. They'll put on the news, there's terroristic activity here
You
and
said
there.
America is unsafe?
Extremely unsafe. Like, it's amazing how people are on guard. A lot of things you don't realize because you don't really leave out the
So
country a lot.
America's unsafe. I mean, we did fall from the top 20, but unsafe compared to where?
Um, I'm not gonna say compared to North Korea or nothing like that, or like Russia or something like that. But even when you compare it to Germany, the way that they will say how these places are so unsafe, perfectly fine. I don't think somebody's about to mug me, kidnap me, pull out a gun. None of that. It's not what it is that when it's unsafe, okay, it could be pretty bad because you're right there by the Middle East or whatever, or you're right there by Russia. But other than that, if there's nothing going on like that, because we can have that issue here, it's
Okay.
extremely safe.
All right.
Wait,
So
are you trying to say that South American countries are less
safe,
unsafe than less unsafe than American country?
Well, you have to, yeah. Some of them are, yeah.
All right,
Like
so
not Haiti,
I don't
Haiti.
believe you.
So all right, instead of saying some, you gotta say like you gotta give us.
Okay, well,
Example.
not Haiti and not
Definitely
Cuba
not.
because we're dealing with.
All right, so don't tell us about the ones that, but tell us about the ones that are.
Mexico is safe, you guys. Mexico
You
is
think
safe.
so? All right, so cool. So you think
Mexico is safe?
All right,
but
hold on. So you think Mexico? So you think Mexico is safer than America?
I think Mexico is safer than America. I think the standard of living is better too because
Come on, get out the
listen, I know
gas,
people who
bro.
live there and
Come on,
never,
my
I'm
boy.
telling you, never have a single issue. Some people are having issues, but
Oh
what
my
I'm
All right,
saying
but
is
I understand.
it's no
What,
different. It's no different than the issues we have here. We have those
so
issues
no,
here.
beauty. What they want to talk about, not to certain fans, but to the whole of the country. Like how dangerous is the country, not just some families that you know.
Yes, the country is living fine, you guys. Like you have
No,
to
we
go to.
understand. We understand Mexico is not that bad off. We understand, like in the major cities, they good. People love to go to those places and have a good time. The beach is beautiful, but but what we're saying is that we don't. It doesn't seem because we can have a different form of understanding, right? Because we have different medias, but it doesn't seem like Mexico to us is safer than America.
Yes, because of the media that we get. When you go to Mexico, then nothing is going on. When I tell you, like, think about it. For instance, let's say something is simple. Like, it's the little things. Don't think the big things. It's the little things. I'm in my neighborhood. Let's say a little boy is playing on top of the roof. In Mexico, that's a normal day. You're not gonna have 8 police officers pull up. What are you doing on the
I
roof?
know,
Oh my
but
God. It's that kind of stuff.
The murder
Yeah,
rate
but
in
that's not.
Mexico is 3 times United States. You capping. It is more dangerous to live in Mexico than it is United States. 3
There
times
have,
the murder rate.
but
So
what
stop it.
kind of murders are it? Have you looked
but
into
what
what
type?
kind
It
What
of
don't
part of
matter what
America
kind
are
of
we
murder.
talking about though?
Hold on.
What
It
part of
doesn't matter what
America?
kind of murder. Murder is murder.
I mean, I'm just listen. I'm not trying to disagree or nothing. I'm just giving my personal accounts. When I'm in different countries, I can be. I was born. I will tell you that I was born in a war zone. So I'm not just coming from trying to
Okay.
make places seem so safe. Even when being born in a war zone, I felt safer than here. I'm trying to tell you, the people
Where do
in
you live
general,
at?
Okay.
it's
So
a
what?
it's a
Hold on.
different sense
Hold
of
on, Miss Beauty.
community.
Miss Beauty. What war zone you was in?
I was born in the right after when the Civil War too. So
Where?
after that, when they was fighting in Europe, that's the area I was born in, and very heavy with Nazi influence. And yes, I'm scared because of the fact that there's Nazis, but the people. I don't think my neighbor.
What country?
Who Civil War?
I'd rather not say I'm
Yeah.
Man,
sorry. I didn't
come
mean to
on,
say
bro.
Civil War. I'm sorry. I meant to say the World War II. I'm sorry about that. I was trying to reference World War II. So after
Where
the
you
Berlin
from?
Wall,
What?
after
So
the
hold
Country are
Berlin,
on,
you
hold on,
from,
hold on.
fam?
So Miss Beauty, why you don't want to mention what country?
I just rather not identify me. I'm not really like a social media person, but I'm giving
Okay.
you the information if you hear it. Right?
Okay.
The after Hitler, right, got taken out or whatever, the Nazis were still influencing over there because it wasn't just Germany that they were infiltrating. They infiltrated France.
Okay. So you
We
saying
know that.
in a war-stricken country you felt safer with bombs and guns
I
and people
didn't
get.
feel safe with the bombs and what was going on. They weren't always there
No, because I'm
in the
just
first
saying,
place.
like, because you saying
But
that you
I'm
feel
talking
safer.
about the
Hold on, Miss
culture. So
Beauty.
like now they
Miss
don't have
Beauty.
that
Miss Beauty. So because you saying that when you come from a war-stricken country,
back
it
in the
was never.
day.
It was pretty much never a war over here besides our own war over here. So, like, how can another country that actually has wars feel safer than America?
Yes. So in that era, of course, I'm not feeling safe, but like I'm saying, they don't do that anymore. And the people there have a different sense of I have your back. That's all I'm saying. When people don't have in these areas, you'll be surprised how they band together and look out for each other in a different type of way. It's not
Okay,
okay
I
to
got
just
you.
look
What you
look
do?
at
Hey, Miss Beauty.
I
What you do?
wouldn't be
Hold
surprised
on, Miss
because
Beauty.
we did that on American soil years ago.
What you do for
We
a living,
didn't
Miss Beauty?
have and we band together years ago. But then we started to have, and where we didn't have to be so together. People started to have their own families, their own houses, their own homes. People migrated and went to different places from where they was birthed in America.
And
We
it's
done that
nothing, it's
already.
nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with America. So don't take it like I think something's wrong, because I have family that was born here too. It's just that it's not the people, it's the systems that's in place that causes the chaos. And some of the
What
systems are not in the other places. Because keep in
where you
mind,
from in America though?
right now I live on the East Coast.
Where?
And what I'm telling you
Nowhere.
is that
Where
they
at?
buy.
She don't want to. She don't want to say. She said
Look,
she's not used to the social media. That's why she's talking fast. She's trying
I
to get
don't do social
adjusted
media.
to being speaking with a
But
bunch of people. But it's okay. It's okay, Beauty. So just let's just be a part of the conversation. I'm glad
yeah.
that you're here. You gave us a lot of things to take in.
Yeah,
I
it's
want to get. I want HQ to get back on her point, Miss Beauty. Go ahead, HQ. What was your point?
Well, my point is that on top of it, there's a lot of people that come here and make money. They come here on a ready fly in, they come on a visa, and then they stay. That's about 200,000 people, and then they make money, decent amount of money, but they cannot be legal. Okay, and then you have the rest of the people who are just regular, ordinary people, and who come here because they're poor, because they want a better opportunity. Maybe they got tricked. We don't know what happened to them, but they come here. So it's about 12 million. Almost 13 million people here that are illegal. That includes what is it? The border of the northern border and the southern border, and any of the countries in between. So it's about 12 million people. So my whole point is, what can you do about those 12 million people? I know a personal friend of mine whose parents and brothers are not legal. They're not legal. He has to do everything. Okay, he has to do everything. He has to buy. He has to buy the houses, maybe buy the cars. He has to do all these things in his name, okay? Because his parents and them are not legal. They can do things, but when it goes further into the government, he has to do everything, okay? And he's the youngest one. He was born here. He was born here, but his brothers and their parents were not. So he does everything, because he's legal and he speaks English and he speaks Spanish, right? Okay. So they were just a poor immigrant country. I mean, a poor immigrant family that came here and then had a child while that child is here. So there's issues and problems everywhere. My point is this: it's 12 million people here. What are you going to do with those 12 million illegal immigrants? You going to kick all of them out? There's no way you're going to be able to kick all of them out. So if they've been here longer than a certain amount of time, make them legal, make them pay taxes, make them do all the things that we do. Okay. So we can get that money.
But here's the thing, HQ. So once you when those people get over here, now we just making them legal because they got over here. We like, fuck it, we can't kick them out. The problem with that is that we don't know who is here for the actual country and the opportunity, and who is here to destroy the country. Because now you're giving them the power to vote.
But I'm not saying automatically they become citizens. I'm saying they go through the streamlined process. They go through the process of doing all the things they need to do to become a citizen. They do everything everybody else. Background check, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. Okay? We don't just automatically label.
It's another endless cycle, though. It never stops if you do that. If you allow that, if you do it that way, it never stops.
Yeah, but the whole point is it will stop. It will stop.
Every 10 years, every 10 years, you'll be giving a new group of people they goddamn me citizenship.
So here's my question.
And it'll constantly go.
So my question is, what do you do with the people here?
Make money off of them. That was the first thing I said.
That's
make
the whole
money off
point.
of them.
I said make money off of them. That's the whole point. Make money. Make them elite. Make them legal. Make them pay all the taxes. Make them pay all the things that we got to pay. Make them legal.
Well, they are paying the taxes. That's why they have the ITTN number. They pay taxes and they run businesses, and very successful ones. Because let me tell you one example. They'll let them come over here.
200,000 people are very successful illegal immigrants.
Not everybody, but a lot of them are. And the reason why they're successful is off of using a lot of the benefits from the citizen. And let me tell you,
they're very smart individuals that start their own businesses. That's how they learn.
Well, because I personally am friends with them, I can assure you that they've had to use me many a times. And when I was younger, I didn't realize what was going on. And when I'm older and I realize what they're trying to really get me to do, I was like, oh, heck no. And let me tell you, if we were to do some fraudulent stuff where we were to have a bunch of cars and different names and insurance is tied up funny, we would be considered fraudulent. It's actually a felony to have your paperwork all mismatched like that, but they don't get in trouble. And also when they, I know someone who right now is not documented, but they also didn't just come here regular. They got offered a program because they told me they got offered a program to come from their country to here. Full education is paid for. They have housing and everything. But how about when I went to school, I didn't get anything. So it's not fair.
So my question is this: what everybody's complaining about illegal immigrants? Great, fine. What do you do about them? What do? We start making buses and putting people out the country. We can't do that.
They can do a lot to stop it, but they're intentionally letting them be here. When you intentionally,
we already know that.
So HQ. So you talking about but what Cody is saying that we should stop the people from coming in. Like, all right, so the people that's here, okay, we can't do nothing about it, right? It's not much we could do except for when they
can't
do
stop the people from coming in. You're not stopping the people on the northern border. So why are you worried about the people on the southern border?
Because the people on the beauty. So the people on the northern border, the one that's from Canada, they go back. Because they country is not. What I'm saying is, they country in Canada is not that far off from what we doing.
So it makes it okay for the Canadian people to come, but it's not okay for the Mexican people to come.
What I'm saying is that the Canadians, they go back home. The Mexicans are not going back home. We do not have a Canadian. We do not have a Canadian. We do not have a Canadian migrant issue. We have Ukrainian, Mexico, Venezuela. It's Venezuela, Mexico, Ukrainian, and a couple of other countries. It's not Canada.
It's just as much of a problem up north as it is down south.
There's a lot of Chinese people coming from
Canada. Don't say anything about the northern border because they seem like us.
So what 1015 is saying is that like it's people come, but they're not Canadians. They just somewhat to what Miss Beauty is saying. So like if you're in Europe, you could go to you could go to Mexico, right? And then from Mexico, then now you could sneak into America. And the same thing with the Chinese, they could go from China to Canada, and then now they got to sneak in from Canada. But those people are not from Canada, and those people are not from Mexico. So if we close the border, we could stop people from jumping over the border. People that are not native to those technical borders, but they are coming in from those borders. Those are two different things.
I agree with that. Because before in the past, they would issue out visas more easily. So that's how people was able to come and overstay on the visa. But they don't let people get visas no more.
We're here. We're not talking about here. We're talking about here. They're never going to cross the border. Stop talking about crossing the border. Nobody's closing the border. Period. That's all. That's just a campaign slogan. Nobody's crossing the border. Otherwise, the border would have been closed. Trump can talk about closing the border, but he's lying. He's never crossed the border. He's never closed the border because it's economically feasible for it to stay open. So now we got the people here. What are we doing with the people here? Are we saying we want to throw 12 million people out? We cannot do that. So what step going forward? Don't talk to me about what they did do. Don't talk to me how they got here. Don't talk to me about what they're doing. Tell me what we're going to do step forward. Okay.
Well,
what do we do step forward? Do we
make I think there can be some racism involved too, in my opinion, because I know someone who had a child with someone who was undocumented, and this person was from Africa. Whereas I know someone who had a child.
Miss Beauty, she's asking you, what can we do moving forward?
Okay, but I'm just showing how there's things in place. Like you're saying, just open up where everyone gets paperwork.
It's things in place moving forward to what we can do. Hold on.
I
want to make sure you're not just talking about what you want to talk about, but let's try to have a conversation with each other now.
Okay.
So what HQ is saying, so like, do you have an idea of a solution that we could do with the people, whether they illegal or legal, whichever one it is, because a lot of the 12 million, some of them are legal, right? So out of the 12 million that is here, do you have an idea what we could do with them so we can move forward with America, is what HQ is talking about.
Right. Well, I guess I was referencing, like, are we saying that even people that come from
No, we're not saying that.
Africa.
We move past that. We just saying that the immigrants that are here, what should we do with those people?
But are they gonna let everybody get legal? Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, we're not worried about the ones that's coming in the future. We're talking about the 12 million that's here now.
Yeah, but are they gonna let the ones that's here? Are they gonna be fair and let everyone
they have
become
to go
legal?
through
Because
the same they have to go through the same
well,
process.
I have personally seen where it can be someone of a darker complexion and get themselves deported in 1 second, and someone from a lighter complexion do something way more atrocious and get to stay.
Okay, so but we're not talking about but we're not talking about colorism like that's.
So I believe whatever system they put in place, they're not just
So all right,
they're
so
gonna
you don't
discriminate.
have all right, so you don't have an idea of what we can put in place yet. All right, cool.
They should definitely give them paperwork. I think they should be allowed to have their paperwork, especially they've been here a long time. I don't think that they shouldn't be allowed, but I think that people have to also understand there's a psychological piece to it, and these people are not in the same mindset that we are. When you're allowed to break the rules, you're allowed to get a sense of entitlement.
About them
yeah, so yeah,
that is dangerous. They are.
But we're not worried about
stuff.
but here's the thing, Ms. Beauty, we're not worried about the racist part because that's a whole different topic.
No, I'm not. I didn't say anything about racism.
Yeah,
I was saying
that's the road that you're leading down. You're leading down.
No, I'm not
light skin
leading down
versus dark skin.
racism.
This person versus that person. This country versus that country. We're not talking
It's not about country. It's about when you're
completely talking about. I got you, Ms. Beauty. But so I'm gonna ask somebody else so this way you can get the gist of the question because you're not answering the question. Maybe you think you are, but you're not answering the question. So, OtisWho, are you there? He might be left. So, 10:15. What is your thoughts? What can we do with the 12 million that is still here? What can we do with them?
I told you, the only thing we can do is put them to work, bro, because we can't do nothing about them being here. You know what I'm saying? The complaining only gonna run your blood pressure up, man. The only thing you can do is try to capitalize off them niggas being here, man. I mean, they said we smarter than them.
All right, so now the problem with that, so now they here and then now we make them American citizens to work, so now we got to pay them like American citizens, correct?
We paying them
No,
now.
I think they'll be happy with low wages. They'll be coming from where they come from. They'll be satisfied with the low wages.
So, but that's the problem that
HQ
HQ is saying that. So HQ is saying that we need to make sure they are legal. So once they become legal and they are citizens of this country as well, right? After they go through the paperwork and now they can work properly, they got to get paid American money. We can't pay them in pesos.
But you gotta think though, Americans don't even want to work minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? So you can still pay a minimum wage and still come out on top. Americans ain't even gonna do the shit for minimum wage. You know what I'm
but
saying?
that's not gonna last long because when we talk about grown people, like they are not gonna be working in McDonald's. They're not aspiring to work in McDonald's for the rest of their life. That's just only the beginning.
Eventually they're gonna get Americanized.
So you
HQ. So so HQ, what's your thoughts? What can we do with the 12 million that's here?
Well, the 12 million that are here who have been here longer than 5 years. Okay, because there's a process that you got to go through before you become legal, right? So it's a long process, maybe 5-10 years. Okay, let's cut that 5 years. Let's cut that process in 5 years. If you've been here longer than 5 years and you're illegal, we take you through the ringer. We take you through the process of becoming legal. Long as you're not a criminal, long as you're not in, long as you haven't committed any crime in the United States, long as you lived as a productive citizen, we make you legal so we can earn money off your back. You just ain't here making illegal money or getting hired and not paying any kind of wages, okay? So if you've been here longer than 5 years, make you legal. Anybody under 5 years, you still have to go through the regular process. And then there's other issues that you got to go through. But the people who have been here, because there's people that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s that have been here all this time and they're not legal. Those people, as far as I'm concerned, should be made legal and they should be paying taxes like everybody else. I don't know what you would do with the people under 5 years, but I would cut that cap at 5 years. Okay, because if you've been here longer than 5 years, then that means you really want to stay. That means you're earning an income. You're doing something that you haven't been caught by the law. So maybe you're a law-abiding citizen. So let's make that person legal. Okay. And then we deal with the under 5 year crowd.
Okay. Oh, that's a decent ideology. Hey, Darlon, you haven't said a word yet. What is your thoughts on what we could do with the 12 million immigrants that is in this country now?
What should we do with the 12 million immigrants here?
Yeah.
Child. I think that we should deport them.
Damn.
Well, we all think that. What can we do, my dog? Because you know we can't do that.
Right, like it's a lot of stuff that's happening right now surrounding immigration, right? Like look at what happened with Officer Jonathan Diller. Right.
Ooh, what happened with him? Explain. People that might not know.
In New York, Officer Jonathan Diller was stabbed. His funeral was 2 or 3 hours ago.
Yes.
Where his wife delivered a eulogy, accompanied by the 45th president, I believe. President Trump was. So yeah, it's causing a lot of problems, man. Then there was the stabbing at the University of Georgia, because me and my team we talking about it right now. Literally, so that's how. There was a stabbing at the University of Georgia. Another immigrant stabbed a student who was just minding her business, trying to go to college. And those are just the top, 2 ones that we talking about. Her name was Laken Riley. She was 22 years old, nursing student. Not saying that their actions individually should be held on the whole immigration people, all 12 million. However, when it comes to a point where American citizens are suffering physically, financially, career-wise, this is like we're investing more money and time into this than actual American issues. I think it's better off just to send them back to their countries, or have their countries aid us in whatever asylum shit that they're coming here for. Their country should be giving us billions for them. Otherwise, I mean, I just feel like we need to go ahead and invest that money, time, energy, manpower into American issues.
Interesting. And
they should pay taxes. If they gotta stay here, taxes. I'm talking about double the taxes of Americans. Everything that they pay, it should be double.
Damn. So double. What, we paid 30%. So you're saying they should pay 60%?
Correct.
I mean, I agree with all that, but I don't think we.
You agree with 60% tax? 60% taxes. That's like a entertainment tax, pretty much. Entertainers, they pay 50% tax
because they get to come here and enjoy everything that Americans are literally paying taxes for. Like you pay taxes for the road, you pay taxes for school systems, you pay taxes for everything. I mean, I just think it's a little bit unfair for you to get to come here and enjoy the stuff that everybody else is paying for, especially illegally. There's actually a process to it. You don't respect the process. You just, I mean, you commit a crime to get a better life, right? That's basically what they're saying. I get to commit you guys crimes because I want a better life. I need a better life. What's the difference between that and a drug dealer saying I need to commit crimes because I want a better life? I need a better life, right? I'm seeking asylum from the niggas on my block, the niggas in my neighborhood.
And that's basically the point I was trying to make. I agree.
Pardon me?
That's basically the point I was trying to make. I agree. That's what I was just basically trying to say. They develop an entitled mindset because they never get held accountable for some of the things that they do that we would be in jail for.
So we got to get out. So we got to get out our feelings. We have to get out of our feelings. You feel like they feel entitled. You feel like they shouldn't do the things that they do because they got over here legally. Get out of your feelings, and we have to figure out what we're gonna do with them. You can feel any type of way you want, but these people are still here. And we still have to do something with the people here. There's right now, if we just sit and we don't do anything, they're going to be sitting here, making their money, doing what they do, and there's no consequence to it. Now, we cannot get rid of 12 million people. We cannot deport 12 million people, period. It is what it is. They're here. It is what it is that way. Great. I'm all for penalties and all of that kind of stuff. But I understand why people want to move here. I understand they want opportunities. I get all of that. So what do we do with the people? Get out of your feelings because you don't like illegal immigrants, because you don't like they came here illegal. What do we do with 12 million people that are making money off of our country, but we have no documentation for them? We have to get documentation for these people. We cannot kick them out. So we make them legal. They go through a process to become legal. They pay fines. They do all of these things. If they've been here longer than 5 years, they got plenty of money, or they got some kind of employment to make money. So therefore, they have to pay to be able to come into this country and stay in this country. You've been here 5 years.
That's why we said we hit them with the double tax, right? It's not that we in our feelings about them. Me
Yeah,
personally, I don't give a fuck about them. They can live or die. I personally don't give a fuck about no tethers, right? But if you're going to come here and you're going to enjoy the benefits that we get to create, and we, all of us, black, white, don't matter. If you're American, you pay taxes. That's why I said, at the very least, charge them double the taxes. You want to come here illegally because we already have a legal process. There's no need to redo it, right? If they had came in legally, we would have legal documentation because you would go through the fucking system that we already curated and pay taxes to have people work that system, right? But they didn't do that, right? So automatically you committed a crime. We should deal with that first. You committed a fucking crime, right? So let's just like we treat everybody else in our country. We don't start with their needs and issues and their wants and needs. We start with, what did you actually do? You committed a crime. Let's charge these people with a fucking crime first, in my opinion. But if we're not going to do that, we're going to bypass their criminality because they just need help.
You cannot do that.
Then let's actually say, fine, let's go ahead and document them, to your point, and then let's charge them double the taxes. Why are they being charged the same taxes that 1015 is being charged? That I'm being charged. That's fucking ridiculous.
So are we saying? Are we saying that we cannot take emotion out of this and we cannot look at this logically? There are 12 million people that are already getting all the benefits of this country. We have to be able to document these people. We have to be able to put them on the payroll legally.
So why we can't make up why we can't just get goddamn jail for them, specifically for them? They do your time.
Put 12 million people in jail. 12 million people in jail.
We the most incarcerated country in the world. Why not?
You can't put 12 million. But where us black people make up 12 million people, us black people make up 12 almost 12 million people, or half of that. How are we gonna put 12 million people in jail? We don't have.
But you also said, but HQ, you also said that 12 out of the 12 million, all of them are not illegal.
No, the 12 million. I'm talking about 12 million illegal. I'm talking about all that are illegal. That's a 12 plus million people. There's no way to put that many people in jail. Okay. They have kids that they gave birth to over here. They have children that were born over here. They have all different kinds of circumstances. We need to have these people documented into the system. They're already, if we don't do anything, if we just sit here and we complain, they're going to just sit here and be what they're doing now. And we're going to be complaining about them getting on the payroll, making money, staying here. You don't want to sit here and complain about these people for 10, 15 years. So I'm saying they're here now. Stop worrying about how they got here. Stop worrying about whether they illegally came here. Stop worrying about any of that. Make them pay just like we have to pay. Okay? Just like we have to pay, make them legal if they've been here longer than 5 years. Under 5 years, I don't know what we would do with them, but people who've been here, if you've been here, if your grandparents been here for 20, 30 years, you want to deport your grandparents that's been here 10, 20 years? Since they've been here 10, 20, 30 years, they came here when they were 18, now they're 50. You want to deport them back to a country they know nothing about? We can't do that. That's feasible. Okay.
So I can rock with that. I want to bring Sway Producer into the show. What's up, Sway Producer? What's your thoughts?
It's pretty simple for me. If you identify that they're an illegal citizen, you deport them. And just leave it at that.
Yeah, but what can we do though?
If they're an illegal citizen, you deport them.
We can't do that.
We can't do that.
Well, it seems like y'all got a problem because that seems like the simple
nigga,
solution.
we got a problem though. That's what
we already identified that we have a problem. We're trying to find a solution.
So what HQ is saying is that since it's 12 million of them, there's no way that we have enough airplanes, buses, boats, and all that, unless we put them in shipping containers to send the asses back to wherever they came from. We do not have the means or the resources to send 12 million people one place.
Where's the 12 million come from? Is that how many we got in holding or something?
That's not many illegal human beings is in the country right now.
And is that a guesstimation or is that how is that?
I mean, I think they be knowing like how many people process, because you know a lot of them go through that process into Texas. So they
Well, you also don't got to do it all at once. So I mean,
I was thinking that too.
I just don't know.
That's my question, though, Teron. What's the cap on this 12 million number, though? What?
It's like you give them an inch, it's going to end up taking a mile. I think at the end
what's
of the
the
day.
cap on
So
this shit,
the idea that you're not going to put a stamp on this and start deporting them, maybe by the tens, 20,000s at a time every other week. You got to get the ball rolling, though. You can't act like 12 million is just something we got to accept as a now introduced population.
Well, you gotta think they don't know where these people at. They undocumented, so they don't.
No, they know what. No, they know where they at. By the way,
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
BM UK with the 5 ball of pounds. I'm not sure. HQ
pounds.
What do you do with the hundreds coming in every day with an open border? Your 12 million number is rising fast every day.
It's funny though. Most of the people that are getting caught are not even like Hispanic. I'm pretty sure it's Asian.
I've already said that there's Asian and Canadian, but people don't worry about them. They worry about the Mexican people that are coming in, or the Hispanic people that are coming in. You never hear people talk about the Canadian border where they're coming in just as well.
Well, I'm
so what you trying to say is that racial aspect to it?
I'm just talking about the Mexican border. The Mexican border, most of the people that are getting caught at the border right now are Asian. And then other Hispanic countries. I think Mexico is towards the bottom.
And so another problem is that when they do see the Spanish, we see the criminal activities more than we see in the Spanish. I mean, in the Chinese version or the Asian version. So we see more Hispanic criminals, like the one that I was reviewing today earlier, where he's telling all the people like, "Hey, you could just come over here and steal houses. All you gotta do is squat. We got squad rights. So all we gotta do is come in here, get a light bill, and now we can stay in these houses for free." So that is promoting propaganda, possibly, like how Miss Beauty was saying, that they are promoting it, that these people are criminals. But I do know in New York City we have a problem with the Spanish
squatters,
migrants, and squatters. Yes.
Damn.
Oh, y'all didn't see it? I thought y'all knew. I can show the video again.
Yeah, the Officer Jonathan Diller of the New York Police Department, NYPD. He's, like I said, he was deleted by a tether. And his wife and children. I think he was Italian.
Italian?
Or talking about the officer or the tether?
The person that did the crime.
He looked like he was dark. He was a darker skin. I'm not sure what country he was from.
Okay, look, we got this dude right here.
Con mis amigos africanos y me dijeron que ya llevan como 7 casas.
Yeah, right. 7 houses.
Was he talking to black people or is he talking to?
Hay que buscar la vuelta.
Y la
vuelta ahorita mismo es invadir casas.
Wow.
Ya que gente, he pensado invadir una casa en United States.
Strap up.
Ya que me enteré que existe una ley que dice que si una casa no está habitada,
¿sí?
Podemos expropiarla. Capichi, muchachos, aquí en United States también se aplica la de invasión de terreno.
No,
creo
I think
que ese será mi próximo
negocio. He's talking about land invasion.
Invadir casas abandonadas.
Or the abandoned houses. So this is what is scared. Like, we don't see a bunch of Asian people saying this craziness.
He's Asian?
No, what the fuck is going on? He is Spanish. What I'm saying is that the reason why people are focusing on the Spanish part of the immigration is because they saying things like this. This is he's also a migrant influencer at that.
Well, the ones that got the free hotels in New York are Venezuelan, and them motherfuckers only speak English. That's just the crazy part that I'm not understanding. Like, what benefit? These motherfuckers cannot even really function in society. Why are they here for free?
Because they need workers. And then
we got workers, but
that's the real fact.
On Section 8,
I know, but you gotta understand though. We got
all right. Hold on a second. BMUK said HQ did not answer the question. She didn't get a chance. Y'all cut her off. BMUK, HQ, what do you do with hundreds coming in every day with an open border? Your 12 million number is rising fast every day. He wants to know, what is your answer to that? He said, Sharon Bracy, I asked HQ a question, goddammit.
Oh, well, what you do with that is what they've been doing. They're not closing the borders. They keep saying they're closing the borders, but they're not closing the borders. It's just a fact. So people have to live with it. I don't know why they can't live with the fact that the border is not going to be closed. The border is closed as much as the border can be closed. It's closed as much as it can be closed.
The answer to the question is that we have to deal with it. We got to learn how to deal with it instead of complaining.
Yes, because they're not going to close whatever they can't close. Okay. I think about 40% of the border is like high terrain where you taking your life in your hand, trying to climb mountains, trying to climb all kinds of vast wilderness pitfalls and shit like that. And the other portion of it has borders. But if you have people who are going to get paid to come across the border and they're going to pay guards, it doesn't matter how many borders you close, people are going to make money. So what's the point in doing that? Because people are going
to. Yeah, she just told you they're paying Border Patrol to come across. So, I mean,
but it's not going to be by the 50,000. So, have anybody heard about this story about the NYC homeowner that was arrested for changing the locks to her own?
Yeah, I heard about that.
What is y'all thoughts on this? This is crazy to me. So since y'all heard about, everybody here heard about this story?
Yeah, the woman basically she changed the locks, and the dude who was living in there called the police on her. Was like, yeah, she put me on my crib, and she was like, this is my deed. I own this. I paid $1 million for this. It was like, yeah, but the squatter's right said you still gotta go to jail. And again, that's one of them dangerous things that they got in New York is the squatter right stuff, because somebody can be living in your shit just because they need a safe haven. But it's crazy because an American can't. I mean, well, that's not really true because niggas be doing the same thing. But I see a lot of tetherers doing this. But Sharon, to be honest, it's not an immigration problem. The squatter stuff is just a problem overall. Like a lot of regular people do it too. I was gonna go down a rant.
But the scary part is, yes, it is but that's one thing, right? So we got American citizens doing, but now we got somebody that is not a citizen, and promoting now American citizens that own property, they're gonna be held to American citizen law, but it's gonna be held to somebody that is not an American citizen. I think that part is egregious to me. You know what I'm saying? So we got this man. He's a migrant influencer, right? But he's like, yo, listen, I found out the loophole. We invaded all of these abandoned houses. We need all y'all to come. They can't kick us out because it takes about at least 6 months to a year to kick us out. By that time, we should have been accumulating enough money. They can't change no locks because that's why she originally got locked up, because she is arrested for an unlawful eviction when she changed the locks.
Bro, I saw one squatter he was putting somebody's shit on Airbnb and everything. He was renting their rooms out and shit.
Wait a minute. I ain't gonna admit this, but I'm gonna say it on here. I was one of those people that get houses and rent houses out to people under my name, and I was doing that a lot I was doing that a lot. Let's put it that way. And I had people that I rent. And then I would let these people stay in the house, and then they would pay me rent, and it'd be above board. Like the rent would be $1,500. I'd get about $4,000 out of the house, and I would pay the landlord, and then these people would live in the house. And I did it for about 3-4 years when I decided I wasn't paying rent. So I understand this squatter thing, because the last house I had, we had a squatter and they stayed in there. But
that's probably like subleasing or some shit like that.
No, it's a squatter.
I was doing serious B&B work, but not legally. Okay.
Damn. Shout out to 187. Americans are funny. If you can do it, so good day. He's talking about the squatter. No, absolutely not. Like, so that's the only issue that I have with it, is that, like, no, if you are an illegal person, you should not be able to hold me to my own kind of law. No. You don't live. You don't live here. You don't really even exist here.
But they smart enough to do it. So if they smart enough to do it, there ain't no laws that say they can't do it. They figured the laws out, As long as you got, as long as the illegal immigrants just got one American that know what's going on, one American that can speak for them, one person that's legal
See,
that
it's
can
cool
speak
when
for
they
them.
do it. It's a problem when I do it. Fuck it.
They will do all of that. They will do
They
Hold on,
everything.
come
but I
together. They
thought
make it
HQ,
simple.
I thought that the law, like for you, I thought it's only for the citizen. I didn't know it was for illegal people as well.
Yeah, but how do they know they're illegal? If I got a family full of Africans, right? I got a family full of Africans, come over here. I'm doing all they talking. I'm doing a negotiating. Well, I'm saying I did it just before. I did all the negotiation. I did all the finding the house. I did all the paying of the money. They talked to me. They didn't talk to none of them people. And all them people lived in that house. And that's all I did was collect the money for these people and made sure they was fine and this, that, and the third. And nobody saw nobody but me.
This is probably a good point. It is not your law, Sharon. It's the law of the land. So it doesn't matter if you here legally or not. It's just the law of the land. So he might be correct in that. I'm about to do some research. That's very interesting to me.
Right.
But I just feel like somebody that's not legal here should not be able to hold me accountable.
We all feel like that, but we coming from a realness right now, bro. What can we do with these niggas, man? They here, they ain't going nowhere. What can we do with these niggas?
Right.
We know we want them gone. We want them deported. We know all that.
Nah, but look, that big dog. We all understand what
what we gonna
HQ
do, bro? So
saying.
stop
Listen,
talking
big
about
dog.
deporting
We
niggas.
understand what HQ saying as far as goddamn me figuring out a way to make the ones that's here legal. But the issue is that number don't stop. It continues. Not because guess what? This motherfucker ain't been here but 3 years, but in 2 years he'll be here 5 years. That's a part of the same 12 million people. But then you got people who consistently coming in this motherfucker on the daily and working their way to them 5 years. You see what I'm saying? So it's a that's the question. It's a never ending cycle. We understand with the 12 million.
They're not gonna close the borders.
Yeah, that's what we said. They ain't gonna close the border,
They
bro. They
would have
doing
been
this shit
done
on
close
purpose.
the
So what
borders.
can
They
we?
would have been done
Listen
close the
though.
borders.
Yeah,
They were gonna
they ain't
close
closing the border.
Listen though. It ain't about closing the border. I'm saying we got border patrol and shit, right?
Right.
Who's taking
So
money? Who's taking money and letting people in?
I mean, but we can say that, but we don't know on what scale they doing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, Sharon, I want to say this too. I think it's
So we
dangerous.
can't do hypothetical math. You understand what I'm saying? But we can't do math with numbers that don't exist. We can have a hypothetical conversation, but we
So
can't do math.
why are they coming in?
Right.
Somebody said something about 500 people a day. Where are these people coming in at 500 people a day? There's not just Mexican people coming in at 500 a day. These are Canadian people. These are people at the northern border.
And I gotta say this, Cody, right? We gotta stop the whole because these people doing a lot of different things, right? Like I said, we just had a fucking funeral for a fucking decorated officer today, right? So it's not like this is just a problem. So when people say, "Well, F your feelings," we can say that about everything. When somebody rob in and break in and shoot your grandma, F your feelings. When somebody use a switch and they light up your little son or something like that, F your feelings. We don't gotta talk about the criminality part of it. Y'all gotta stop that ad hominem goofy shit. If you're not psychologically prepared to have a fucking conversation, bow the fuck out. But all that F your feeling stuff, we can apply that everywhere. Everywhere. Stupid. Again, go to Officer Jonathan Diller's wife who just buried her fucking husband, right? And go to his motherfucking kids and say, F your feelings. F your feelings. And see how they treat you out there. See if the NYPD is gonna say, yeah, he right. F your feelings, ma'am. You fucking goofy. That's why I don't like y'all tethers now. And the non-intellectuals who say stupid shit like that.
And I have heard.
As if
Yeah, I don't think I was just speaking. I don't think I was speaking specifically to just the Mexican border though. I'm thinking we were speaking to immigration in totality. You get what I'm saying? Immigrants in totality. You get what I'm saying? Because shit, if they coming in this motherfucker illegal, they illegal, big dog. I don't give a damn where they come from. That's the part I'm saying. I'm saying, but everything I ever did in America that was illegal, they locked my nigga ass up for it.
187. F your feelings. Also, 187. I was talking to Sharon. Lotion boy.
They still talking about my dick over there?
Goddamn.
Let me go smoke a blunt. Child.
You, this child should be cooking me.
I ain't never met grown men to talk about another nigga dick 10, 15, and that make them masculine.
And I did personally.
But we the most togetherness and all inclusive motherfucker group of motherfuckers in the world though, big dog. And we allow motherfuckers to abuse and mistreat us in ways we would never abuse and mistreat motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? And so I think we don't have to motherfucking sit back and goddamn me allow a motherfucker to come in here. If there's a way for us to if there's a way for us to goddamn me band together or whatever the case may be as Americans to goddamn me keep a motherfucker illegal motherfucker out of our motherfucking country where we can't motherfucking me be losing goddamn and they affecting our economy. You see what I'm saying? They fucking our economy up and keep booming shit through the roof on us, goddamn me. You see what I'm saying?
Well, this is what you gotta understand, bro. We ain't got enough outlaws to be talking like that. We ain't got enough niggas that's
but shit, if it's being spoke enough, and it's being well, people can grasp the understanding the point of it.
Let me get to understand what you mean. 1015, what you mean we don't have enough outlaws to handle that? I don't think Cody was talking about doing no outlaw type of situation.
You talking about like pretty much the American citizens going down there and putting a stop to it, right?
No. I'm saying by like I'm saying we already got methods in place where they are it don't supposed to happen. We're not talking about legal migrants, big dog. You get what I'm saying? We're talking about illegal immigrant. We saying that this shit ain't even much. This not supposed to be going on regardless. You get what I'm saying? So what the fuck they go through and we being goddamn me the typical goddamn me Negro. Oh yeah, but I wouldn't do Master like that because Master's a good man. You get what I'm saying? Nah, fuck them, big dog. We don't give a fuck. They illegal. They done some illegal shit. How they struggle, how they had to go through to get over here, don't mean a motherfucking thing because they chose it, motherfucking me. And what we do to them motherfuckers to get their ass back over there is up to us. Hey man, get their ass to fuck them over here if they illegal. Lock their ass up if they motherfucking criminal. If on anything for the smaller shit, because guess what they do to us? If for the smaller shit, they lock us up.
No, I feel you, bro.
Shout out to 187. Motion equals eggplant.
That is the goddamn solution. She started hollering, you can't lock them all up. Man, how many motherfuckers in the penitentiary?
Let me read the super chat. Hold on. Let me read the super chat.
You can lock up as many motherfuckers that need to be locked up. My fault, big dog. My fault, big dog.
187 with the 2-ball. Lotion equals eggplant. They just want to be seen. Go ahead, Cody.
Yeah, but fuck that. We being too goddamn friendly with this shit, big dog. I mean, shit, this either our country or it ain't, big dog. And and we ain't running over in motherfucking droves to no other motherfucker and goddamn me sucking up their resources. What our motherfucking government do, they government need to be goddamn at war with our government and trying to come over here and get ours.
But what you gotta understand is what Heathen Queen is saying is the government got a hand in this shit, bro.
So
you talking all this locking people up and they ain't gonna do that.
Ain't gonna do that.
So what? Also, I got a question for y'all. So what are we gonna do with the people that come in legally, but they overstay their visa and now they staying?
These are the illegal immigrants. That's what we're talking about. That's included in that 12 million.
Yeah, that's illegal. All that shit.
So now the trick is with them is the ones that did start off legally. Now they do have a legal work visa. They overstay their work visa, but they still potentially use.
They got paperwork on them motherfuckers.
Right, they do have the paperwork, and they still could use them. Actually, Callie Bev, she just said that too. So what about those? Are we going to keep those? Are working citizens? We know those are not criminals. We know they came here legally. They're working.
Exactly. You cannot kick them out. These people are productive here. A lot of them are productive here. They're not sitting there. They just not sitting there gathering up our resources. There's a lot of things that can happen if you kick all of them out. There's a lot of them that own houses. There's a lot of them got college degrees. If you decide you want to deport all these people and kick them out of the country, you're gonna have.
They got all that shit illegal.
Hold on.
So this is what now I'm understanding your premise up to the 5 year, because the ones that have been here for 5 years, most likely those are the productive immigrants that adapted our cultures and they want to work, they pay taxes and so on and so forth. So that's why you're saying 5 years at least. They prove that they are law-abiding human beings at least to be a minimum. We could.
But I thought we already agreed on that though.
I didn't.
But it's about the what my boy said in the super chat. That's the problem what we trying to resolve now. At this 12 million number, it's increasing on the daily. You get what I'm saying? So what's the cap on this number?
So now that's what HQ is saying. So
are
she's
we
saying
constantly don't consistently let them in?
Yes. Out of those 12, what she's saying is out of those 12 men, we got to find out the ones that is doing the right things. So they've been here for 5 years. They've been doing the right things. Those are the ones we need to grant citizenship. So now they're not illegal. So now we take away a big bulk of this 12 million that still are illegal, because out of the 12 million is a big bulk of them that's doing the right thing as well. It's not a bunch of criminals is what HQ is saying. Let's get those legal. So now we can have the understanding of who is really illegal, who's doing the wrong things, who is not doing the proper power, and now we can move forward is what HQ is suggesting.
Correct.
That is okay. See, sometimes we gotta get around it to understand it. That was good.
When I said we just ain't gonna be able to kick them out. We're not gonna be able to do that. These people own homes. These people own cars. What if we deported all 12 million? We would lose houses. There would be houses going under. There would be young children here by themselves trying to go into the foster system. We'd have a whole range of things, because you cannot kick a child out that was born here. That's just the way it is. If you're born here, you're a United States citizen. So what about those people who have had children that are born here? We gonna deport the people that have these children, and then their children are left here. We can't do that.
All that shit they did was illegal, though, my boy. From the moment they crossed that border illegally, everything they did on this soil was illegal. What the fuck y'all mean?
See, no. I ain't
take feelings out of it.
I ain't going that far where she going. I'm talking about when I say we can't do nothing about it, they here. I'm talking about because we don't know where they at. A lot of these people is
we know where they at. We
not all of them. Not all of them.
One at a time. We can't hear. So what HQ is talking about is a good. She's saying I don't know what percentage we could say, but she's saying a good percentage of the ones that we are saying that is a part of that 12 million. They are doing the right things, and we know where they at because they got college degrees, they got children here, they got houses, they got apartments.
The DACA people, the DACA people, their parents were illegal, but they're legal. Those DACA folks, they've had children. The people who are illegal who have had children. You got all kinds of situations where you can't just throw people out. Young people that have had children, you can't do that. So we have to do something. We don't care whether they're here illegally. We all understand that they came here illegally. We get all that.
But that's the bottom line, though. That's the bottom fucking line. The bottom line is they came here illegally, and from that moment when they crossed that motherfucker, everything they did on this soil was illegal. Whether they did it, goddamn me, and got a job and bought a house and had children on this soil, them children is illegal because they was illegally fucking on this motherfucking soil. Goddamn me.
Yeah, I want to get Miss Beauty in there as well. Miss Beauty has something to say.
Yes, I was just going to say, I agree with everyone, by the way. Everyone is making good points because I can see the frustration on both sides. But it does seem unfair because the reason why they're so stable and so productive, you would be surprised all the little ways they use Americans. And then once they get stable and productive, you should look up the numbers. They have more wealth. Undocumented immigrants have more wealth than Black people who were born here. And the more they get help, the more they get success. They're not going to come back and say, let's help Black people now. And they're going to separate and they're going to act like they made it. And it's going to be hard either way. Of course, you can't just deport them, but it's like it's hard when you're dealing with people that never get held accountable for their actions, because
Thank you.
we can't even cross the street without getting locked up, honestly.
Damn.
About to be a situation. Hey, hey, hey.
Shout out to Big Mufasa with the 20 ball. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. We cannot close the border because of mindset like this. We can't control Middle Eastern borders, but not our own. Deport them. That was a great song, by the way, by Sean Paul. And no government assistance for the people here. Fuck your feelings.
Here's the problem. People keep saying they want to deport them. They would have closed the border all the way. They would have controlled the border if they wanted to. They don't want to. You all keep thinking that they want to. You can keep crying to the moon. They don't want to close it. It would have been closed years ago if they wanted to close it. They don't want to.
Not because for some reason they thinking it's Democrats that's leaving it open or something. Like, because
The
like bro
Republicans are
saying
doing the same
mindsets
thing.
like this is why we can't control the border. Like, my nigga, they don't want to
They
control.
don't
Like,
want to
this
control. They don't want to. And you keep saying close the border, close the border, close the border. They don't want to. Stop saying that. We're talking about people that are here now. We're talking about what's going on now. Not what could
HQ,
happen.
you know this is crazy, HQ. Like the same amount of immigrants that came into this country with Obama is the same amount that came in with Trump, and the same ones that got kicked out is the same as Obama, is the same as Trump. Like
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And you know, people like Joshua, he was like, "Hey, the DNCers, motherfucker, the numbers haven't really changed that much."
Right, it's just a political thing for all the peanut gallery who keep saying close the border, close the border, close the border. They don't want to. Stop saying that. It's not an issue. People keep saying it's an issue. They keep coming over. They keep coming over. These people, the bulk of them are not killing folks. The bulk of them are coming over wanting opportunity, wanting to work. I'm not advocating.
But listen though, Hidden Queen, we understand the plan. No, but you're not listening though. We understand that they plan is fucking working. You understand what I'm saying? The day that you're referring to that don't want to, we understand that they plan is working. But you're not talking today. You're talking to the fucking people. You're asking the people what the goddamn. So you got to realize your audience and who the fuck you're talking to when you're talking. That's my whole point with your conversation. We understand everything you saying.
So what don't you understand? So why do you keep saying?
No, what you're not understanding. What you're not understanding is the fact that you're asking the people what their opinion is on how to resolve an issue, right? They're giving you their opinion. You're not talking to the people. We understand as a people, we understand that they plan is, hey, keep flooding them up, let the motherfuckers keep coming in, so we ain't got to pay X amount of dollar. Where the minimum wage don't got to go to X amount of dollar. We understand the plan.
So give us a solution.
And what she's saying is you don't understand is they ain't gonna close the border, bro. So stop saying that. We all want the border closed. We all want them
want it closed,
but they're not gonna do it. That's what you not understanding, bro.
You keep
saying that's the part.
Why you gonna continue just like close the border when we know they're not gonna do it, my nigga? What's the other solution? What's the other solution? They ain't closing the border. What else we gonna do?
So what HQ says that, like, even though we all want the border closed and we just close it up and nobody else is allowed into this country for the next 5 to 10 years, at this point, we need to figure out a new plan for the border and the people that are here. So we had 12 million that are here. Out of that 12 million, some of them are illegal. However, they are not illegal in the sense of criminal.
Right.
Because they've been working and they've been grinding with us. They've been doing the same thing. They buying houses. They starting businesses.
Right.
It's just that they've been here for so long. They don't see the need to actually go ahead and do the legal thing now because they just a part of the ecosystem.
Because they look, and these people look like us. Canadian people look like us. They come across the border. There's last year, 12,000 people crossed the border from and within a week's time. 12,000 people crossed the Canadian border. It's about the same rate as the Mexican border. Okay, almost the same rate. Not quite, but almost. but nobody complains about that side of the border. I'm not worried about. I don't care whether you're illegal. You came here illegal or not. That makes no difference now because the politicians don't care whether they come across or not. So closing the border, that's not going to happen. So what do we do moving forward? The only thing we can do is either deport them, which we're not going to do, or we make them legal and make them pay like we are being charged. Those are the only two options that we have.
You know what I'm gonna do, HQ? I just figured it out. I'm gonna go buy me some land in like Oklahoma, something like that. I'm gonna start me a strawberry farm.
I thought about that too. I was like, let me buy some land. Let me hire all these folks. Let me do something.
Damn, that's what it sounds like to me. I ain't fighting it no goddamn more, Cali Bab. I'm gonna start growing me some oranges, some strawberries, so we can get some beeswax.
But you gotta think about it.
Doing here, you know, I'm gonna get the beeswax formula for Cali Bab. We're gonna start importing beeswax. I'm gonna have a bee farm and everything.
But you gotta think about it, Sharon. If we really gonna close the borders, that's why I said we ain't got enough outlaws to do that. Because we gonna have to go above the law to do that. Because they ain't gonna do it. So in order for them borders to get closed, the American citizens gonna have to do that shit. So when he said band together, I thought he was talking about the American citizens taking it into their own hands. Because we outnumber the government. If we had enough niggas with that mentality, we would destroy the government. But that's why I thought he was
cannot beat
saying.
the government. Stop.
Yes, we can. We outnumber them.
If they made a
we do not outnumber. So 10-15. I thought you was in the military.
I was.
All right, so you know damn well if the citizens go and get, you know, it's about like every one of y'all could probably take out 10 Americans.
Hell no, dog. I don't believe that. Them niggas in the military just like these civilians, lazy.
No, but they know how to use weapons. They
don't. Not all of them. The Air Force don't train like that. The Navy don't train like that.
I understand that is very true. But I'm saying compared to the American citizens, most American citizens, 10-15. Me and you both know this. Never even had a fight.
Well, yeah, that's true, and a lot of them ain't never heard a gun shoot neither.
So that gives them, I'm just saying overall that would give them the advantage, and plus they have bigger weapons. They got tanks. And
these country boys are snipers, bro. Last one I'm trying to tell you, these country boys are snipers. They shoot for a living. They've been shooting since they was kids. These niggas can shoot.
I get you. We'll pluck some off. It'll be an interesting fight. It'll be a lot of bloodshed, but the military will absolutely win because they got the things to cut off things and cut off.
Now think about this though. All of the military ain't gonna want to go against
their family. 10-15, we are not even going to talk about it. We are not talking about no goddamn
that's
militias.
Right. That's an uprising against the government. Stop talking like that.
We are not going to talk about no goddamn militias on this channel.
Stop talking like that. You're talking about an uprising.
Think about it, bro.
You talking about something that I'm not willing to talk about because I do not want to get demonetized because we talking about some goddamn uprising. Absolutely not. No. We leave that shit for television. That, you know, all those TV shows, that new Civil War TV show about to come out.
Talking about uprising against
I ain't trying to get you demonetized, but can I just ask you this? How many people in the military and how many American citizens do we have? I guarantee it's probably less than 1 million people in the military.
No, we got more than
most of us are not going to fight. Most of us are not going to fight against the military. So forget that. When the militia come and get into our neighborhood, most of us are gonna stay in our house and shut the fuck up. We ain't fighting no military, period. And the country boys can come out if they want to. The snipers will take care of them. So we leave
helicopters, tanks. Yeah, and they're gonna stop plus they're gonna stop the food and water supply too. So
hell yeah, turn all your utilities off. Talking crazy.
So can I ask y'all a question?
Yes.
Do you all think that
there's 2 million people in the military, by the way, over 2 million?
Do you all think there's a possibility that they want people to migrate over here? Because usually the people that migrate for opportunity, quote unquote, they have a lack of resources. Do you think they try to get everybody here and that way they go into these areas and buy up all the nice houses?
Nah, that's not what it is. So anytime when it's an opportunity.
If you ever have an opportunity where you're like, I'm not sure what to do, then just come inside.
That's what we do with opportunities over here. So all those people that they ain't coming over here to just buy houses. No,
I meant did the government go, like, do the rich people or the government go back to their land So they get them to come here, but then they go back there and buy up all the low cost housing like that be on the coast, that be having nice views. Because they got them to come here and believe it's better here than there. And then do they go back there and build houses on the land and stuff?
It doesn't. So according to the history, it doesn't seem so. No.
Okay.
Or Miss Beauty, can I ask you this?
Uh-huh.
In Mexico, do the cartel run the government out there?
They're working together.
Do the cartel run the police departments out there?
The cartel's not gonna answer to anybody.
And so they pretty much run that country, don't they?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why people want to come, is because if they start a business there, the government is so corrupt they don't know what's going to be the consequence. So it's not they don't really want to change the community. I do believe there is a fear because of the corruption there, but I mean, I still think it's worth a shot to try and better your community, because a lot of them will come here and they have so much pride for their country, but for 2 generations they never live in their country.
I
And
need
so
9 more likes. Y'all tripping, man. I'm tired of y'all.
My point of breaking up the cartel is they use violence to get their power, and the government know that they outnumbered, so they fall in line. The police departments know they outnumbered because it's too many violent niggas over there. So the cartel run that country
So
with
that's
violence.
why it's more dangerous than it is United States.
Oh, of course it is. I never said it
wasn't. As safe as your law enforcement. You're only as safe as that. If your law enforcement is corrupt, that means you don't live in a safe community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll agree. The law enforcement definitely more corrupt for sure.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. HQ, you be doing shows, HQ?
No, I be doing fuckery on my channel.
What you mean? Well, you gotta invite me to one of the.
I ain't monetized. I don't care whether I'm monetized or not. I just be doing. I say whatever I want to say and how I want to say it. I be doing fuckery on my channel. People just come over my channel to have fun. You just come over and have fun, listen to some roasting, and that's it. I don't have no productive nothing. I'm the first one to admit it. No productive anything. Just jokes.
God damn. Callie Bell, who here you twisting up, Callie?
My youngest.
The youngest? Okay.
Yeah. I'm almost done.
No, it's not. I look about like another 30 more twists.
No, not quite. Not quite 30. Probably about 15.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, you're almost done. 15, you're almost done.
But look, I clicked the link because y'all was on that what can we do about it stuff and everything. And I'm like, the government, like AQ and 1015 was saying, they not gonna allow us to close the borders. They don't want the immigrant situation solved or anything like that. This has been an ongoing conversation for like over 40 years, since the 80s. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that they either passed an amnesty in the 80s, or they at least proposed amnesty in the 80s. So we did this already, and we still have the same problem. Not only is the agricultural lobby not going to allow us to close the borders and not have these people come over here, but what they also doing is using it as a political football for campaign fundraising and shit like that or whatever. They fundraise politically off of this issue, get everybody in their feelings, get everybody fighting about it. Now you want to donate to this candidate who ultimately is not going to do shit about the fucking border. So, or the illegals that are already here. And you know, we had DACA. DACA's like probably at least 10 years old by now, whatever.
Yeah.
And that thing's still being kicked down the road. They ain't gonna do shit. They're not gonna do nothing.
Damn.
And what they can do is like not make it worse, like with the New York laws or whatever like that, with the squatter shit and everything like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But they not gonna make it no better, because they want their cheap labor. It is what it is.
Interesting. And Sugar Bum, kiss my black ass. Tell me I only had 15 locks when I had my locks. I had more than 15. I had 17 locks. Leave me alone. God damn it. Don't tease me about my hair. Or at least I can still grow hair. There's a lot of motherfuckers that can't even grow their hair. God damn it. Shit. God damn it.
Yeah, man. I think the only people who can close that border is the people.
Ooh. Baby.
We the people gonna have to close that border if that's really what y'all want done. If not, we need to find a way to put these motherfuckers to work. Put your entrepreneur hat on. Goddamn, go start you up a little business.
Why I
And
gotta be
put.
little?
I mean, hey man, whatever you got there gonna do. You feel whatever you got the money to afford. Gonna start that thing up and put their ass to work.
And there's
They here
another
to work,
point
right?
too.
They here to work, right? Shit.
I know y'all was talking about the labor costs and stuff like that, right? When it comes to
Yeah.
having to pay the taxes and the health insurance and everything like that. Well, we kind of tried to resolve that is to do some kind of universal health care system, but you know that shit got gutted and bastardized beyond it being even kind of profitable or cheap for other people to be able to afford it. So there's also that too, and that's the second go around because we tried that shit previously in the damn '90s. And you know, nobody wants to do this shit. Well, I won't say nobody, but a certain political party didn't want to do the shit. So here we are, right back to it costing more for it's costing a lot for employers to actually hire workers. And to save
Crazy.
money with universal health care, but you know, we can't have nice things here.
Goddamn. And this is some more remedial rhetoric that we got to stop saying. In Trump, yes, African Americans thrive economically. No, Americans thrive economically. It wasn't just us. It's not like it was just black folks making money. No, everybody was doing very well. So stop saying African Americans. No, we are American, goddammit. We not African. We
You
American.
gotta think they saying that to make it seem like he did something for
Some for
black
the black
people.
folks, right? Like he didn't do
Yeah.
that for. We are American. Let's leave it as that.
And on top of that, it's not like us as Americans want to pay the cost for these companies to hire American workers because you know when it costs more money to hire Americans, then that means that the cost of the goods is gonna rise, and us consumers we ain't trying to pay that shit either. Nobody wants to fucking pay.
Yeah, but that's something that we do need to stand on as Americans and say, hey, listen, we're gonna stop with this whole you gotta raise the cost because you want to keep your same salary as a CEO. You need to come off your goddamn CEO pay, goddamn it. Stop trying to bring the cost on a goddamn consumer because guess what? You could afford to drop down a couple of M's. I'm sorry to tell you. You don't need all that goddamn money. But we are free capitalists, so you know we can't do none of that. So, you know, it is what it is. And we've been doing this for almost 6 hours. And you know, at the 6-hour mark, you cannot edit anymore. So I am not trying to have none of that because that makes things a little bit too difficult for me to figure it out. So shout out to y'all. You are I'm not doing no goddamn commie talk. Stop it. Shout out to y'all. We are the solution-based group. We here building this plane as we fly. We here rebel against remedial rhetoric. Thank you for everybody that joined us. Hit the like button that supported the show. I appreciate every last one of you. Without you, I cannot get this done. Let's keep on building. Let me get 5 more likes. Make sure you hit the goddamn like button before you leave too. Y'all be so damn cheap with the like button. No, you had a good time. Get on my damn nerves. But let me hit this thing before we hit the 6-hour mark. Appreciate you.